So,
Yeah.
you got to be tired. I mean, you just drove.
He just flew in.
Yeah.
Boy, his arms are tired.
I mean, how many miles do you think that you've put in driving around to see your son's basketball games just this season?
A lot.
Okay,
a lot.
good number.
I couldn't even. Well, let me think. The game today. Here's the deal. People don't understand. The games aren't that far away, but when they're in the city,
Yeah.
like it was 11 miles. It was 15 miles.
Yeah, it's not that far, but it's just the traffic.
55 minutes
It's just
to
the
get.
it's just the traffic's terrible.
So
yeah.
55 minutes to travel 15 miles.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
I've made it. I mean, I've made it to DeKalb to watch him in 60 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So the distance is there is a lot. It's hundreds of
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
the other day.
you were literally like a block away from my place.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Ted's
the other
a
day.
slumlord. He's
yeah,
got a flop house in Douglas Park.
Douglas Park's an
yeah.
up and coming area.
I like it, and I love that area. I really do. Garfield and Douglas Park. It's beautiful.
Garfield Conservatory,
Yes.
which isn't that close. That's East Garfield Park.
Right,
but that's
right,
like
right.
Lake Street, but
Yeah.
still, yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice. Yeah,
It's just beautiful area.
yeah.
The lagoons and the layout
Yeah.
and the streets and the old
The Greystones,
big old
The
greystones.
yeah.
And I mean, it's
Would you
just
live in a
the
Greystone?
boulevards. I'd love to.
I'm jealous. I want to live in a Greystone.
You want to live in a Greystone?
Castle Greystone.
Castle Wolfenstein.
Castle-
You remember Castle
Is that
Wolfenstein?
from He-Man?
No.
Castle Greystone.
Remember Castle Wolfenstein?
Grayskull.
It was like
Castle
Grayskull.
it was no Castle Wolfenstein was a video game on the Commodore 64 back in the 80s where you had to like battle against Nazis and they would call you Schweinhund and they would chase you. No, you don't remember that? That's like ancient. That's like ancient.
I want
Oh
dead
my
Nazis.
That's like ancient. That's like a blast from the past.
Dude, how do you remember that?
Because I played
stuff?
it.
That was your game.
Well, it wasn't I wasn't good at
No,
any
I
video
mean
games.
no,
so-
but that was the game you played because
That
we
was the game.
played
Yeah.
played Defender. That was our game.
Yeah, this is after Defender. So
Oh,
yeah.
this is
That was-
after so you had the video games in the 70s, 80s. So then you had Atari,
ColecoVision. My cousin had that. We played Donkey
remember
Kong.
in television,
Yeah.
in television, and then you had Commodore 64.
In
so
television, it was a little bit different.
Yeah,
it was like
the,
Atari.
the dials,
too,
yeah. But then Commodore 64 was kind of the first like home PC where you had the floppy disk drive. You could buy the 2 disk drives and
Speaking of
put
Lionel
this-
Richie, Commodore 64.
Commodores, yeah, the Commodores.
Oh, that's a different thing. That's different.
Commodores.
Yeah. Well, we were just saying that since we've been talking about Lionel Richie, he's now famous again.
He's famous again.
Yeah. So that's I mean that
Thanks
shows
to
you the
us.
power that we have.
Yes.
Yeah. You
So-
know what? Okay, go ahead.
So do you remember? So remember when Beavis and Butthead were on MTV? Like when they first came out as a cartoon.
Yeah.
I guess they actually had
Shut up, dumbass.
No, but they actually had so much sway. So like they would actually comment on like songs, and like if they gave it a thumbs
yeah,
up or
that
thumbs
was the
down,
original MTV.
it actually affected the actual song itself. So when he goes, "This song sucks," like they would actually get bad reviews.
I watched that show. I think we might have all have, right?
Yeah.
When it
you
first
know,
came out, I was
wasn't-
totally into it because you know what show I was
I
really
wasn't
into?
that into.
Mystery Science Theater 3000, where they sit in front of they watch
Oh,
movies.
and they stupidly say shit.
Yeah, it's great. And
Corn
then
Julio,
Beavis and Butthead was exactly like that before they had skits. They
yeah.
just sat in front of the TV and watched videos.
Yeah, they were on the couch.
And
They would talk to
commented.
each other. Yeah.
That was the whole show for 2
Yeah.
years, and then they had some little bits where they would go outside their house,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
then it developed into a bigger show.
And the guy was like,
Yeah,
Oh, so
The
when,
be- the
so
best
when
one-
MTV had videos, they
Yeah.
would watch the videos and make comments about the videos.
Yep, the whole show. It was 30 minutes long. They played like 4 or 5 videos, and then it was them talking about the videos. Like
So
there's
they
this
had the
one
world's
video.
first podcast.
Yeah, there's this one video where it comes on, and they're watching it, and it's real futuristic, and they can't figure it out. And Butthead goes, Butthead goes, Beavis goes, "What is this shit?" And he's like, "This is the future." And he's like, "The future sucks. Change it, Butthead." And Butthead looks at him, and he goes, "I may be cool, Beavis, but even I can't change the future." And he changes the channel.
Oh my god! Isn't that weird?
The show was smart. It was
ahead of the curve. That's the show.
I think
Was
so.
it
really?
It was ahead of the curve. Yeah. I mean,
he's the same guy, Judge, that did King of the Hill and stuff.
Mike Judge. Yeah, Mike Judge.
Judge,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Office Space. You like that movie?
I liked Office Space.
That's his movie.
yeah, I like that. I like that. The TPS forms.
Yeah.
That was There's just something insane
Yeah,
about
he
that.
goes to he goes work on Saturday. He goes
Yeah.
fax the TPS report or something like that.
Yeah.
With a cover
What do
sheet.
you do here? What do you mean? What do I do here? Yeah,
I'm a people person. God damn it!
On the way here, I heard a song that I want to parody, so I got to write it down real quick.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I'll forget.
Is it the first time you've ever heard it?
No, but oftentimes I'm like, oh, what was that song I wanted to do?
Oh, okay. I kind of like that. All
Can we
right.
pause the show while I do this?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. What? You know what? We can.
Let's just pause the whole world for you, Mark. Take your time.
Yeah.
Thank
Let's
you.
let's just call a timeout.
Here,
Okay.
while he's doing that, I saw this. I saw this yesterday or today, and I thought it was a pretty cool idea. There's a state senator in Arizona, and he has decided that he is going to put a new bill up for to be
Voted on,
right?
yeah.
And this is what he wants to do. If in the state of Arizona, if they don't vote, if the people don't vote for who they want them to, like if they don't like who they voted for, like let's say in this election they voted for Joe Biden, and the state senators didn't like that they voted for Biden, they can ignore that and just send electors for Trump or whomever they want. So if they
That's convenient.
This is what this is what he wants. If they don't like who the people voted for, they can negate that and then do whatever they want.
Well, aren't they already doing that? It's called a national election. Right?
No, but I mean, is that?
What do you mean? That's not happening now.
No, it's not.
This
Don't
is like
don't start doing
this is like
that shit.
1984 or
No, I don't know that
Animal
yet.
Farm.
Yeah.
This is like Animal
Yeah.
Farm, right?
I mean, isn't that wild that he would and he is trying to get this up to a vote, and if they pass this, then it'll go out to the people to vote for it, and they
And
would
if they
have to vote for it.
and if they vote for it, he'll just ignore them, right? Because
Yeah.
people's vote doesn't count, right? So what's the difference?
So the
right?
people would be voting, and you know, there's a bunch of people that are so stupid they would do that, right? But they would vote to not have their vote count, so that those guys can vote for them.
Well, here's what a waste of time that is, because that's not even a legal. I mean, the Senate, as a senator, you can't just bring any bill that says anything you want to the floor, to the Senate floor. There's some, like you can't go in there and say, okay, I want a bill that says every time Matt opens his mouth, we all throw eggs at him.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's not even like it's not realistic. It's not how.
Well, there's a lot of unrealistic bills that are brought to the floor that don't necessarily pass, or resolutions.
no, I
so
mean
to
no.
speak,
Well,
so.
I think they have to pass a litmus test before they can get to the floor, right?
You know what?
I don't
part
know.
Of a,
I don't
you're
know.
Part of
Hold
a
on.
group.
I have no idea. That's how.
Yeah.
That's
Like
how much
you can't
I
bring
don't
an illegal
care.
bill to the floor. You can't bring
Well,
something
what's
that's
an
not
illegal
legal.
bill?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it
Like,
could be.
that's unconstitutional.
It could
But
be.
it's only illegal if the people in Arizona let it. If they
No, it's not true. You cannot. You can't.
but they'll
Well,
have a
I
chance.
might be wrong, but I don't think
Hold
you
on.
could.
The people in Arizona, if this passes through the Arizona State Senate and the House, they'll have a chance to vote on whether or not they have their vote counts.
See,
so they'll have a chance to say that. And you know what? I've been to Arizona, and I'm going to say it's a 50-50 toss-up. It's whether they will go, yeah, you realize if you do this, your vote doesn't count. So I don't have to vote no more? Somebody will do the work for me? Yeah, I
Wow.
don't know, man. It just seems
Hey,
really crazy.
Write
to
this
me.
down because when
Boundaries are
Barack's
being
on,
pushed.
we can ask Barack about it.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's illegal or not?
No, just about the details because he was a senator before he was president. He went to law school and he knows all this stuff. So
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. It would be, you know what?
write it down.
It would be nice to have like get one of those guys who's on Jeopardy who knows all this stuff, and just have him sit like next to Teddy. But when one of us says something stupid or we don't know what's going on or anything, you go
Yeah.
No,
That's
answer.
going
The
to be all.
answer
That's going
is-
to be a lot of interrupting there.
That's like a censor. You want to put a censor on the show and sit him next to Ted?
no. But I mean, he could.
I said
well,
we do
there's
Aaron
room.
Rodgers. He was on Jeopardy, right? Put Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
next to him.
Aaron Rodgers was on Jeopardy.
He
was
was.
a
Yeah,
host.
I think
He
he
was
hosted
hosting it.
Jeopardy for just a small period of time.
He hosted it for like a month, I think.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, he is pretty smart.
No, I don't think he is.
No,
Stupid is as stupid does.
I-
He's stupid.
I think he's a pretty bright guy.
Why? Because he went to school and he's educated. You hear the shit that
No,
comes out of his mouth?
I mean, I went to college. I heard him talk about football. I don't listen to him talk about anything else.
But I just
heard
read
him
things that he
talk about
says.
football.
I'm like, okay.
No, I'm
I
not.
thought
into-
he- I thought he was
about,
smart, too.
He talks about a lot of things outside of football.
He has a memory and he retains information. And he can regurgitate it, like he can tell you E = MC squared and things like that. But as far as a level-headed normal person, I think he's been concussed about 100 times.
Oh well, yeah. I have no idea. I don't care about anybody. I don't care about any actors or football players or sports guys. I don't care anything about
their opinions.
their opinions or anything. But I mean, if you're talking about acting, I mean, if Tom Cruise is going to talk about acting, he's probably going to say something interesting.
Oh, yeah. If he's going to do a master class on acting, I'm
Yeah.
going to listen to it.
Yeah, if he's going to talk a master class about
Scientology?
well,
Yeah.
I was going to say about religion. I think he's going to. I think I might ignore that one. Yeah,
Oh, we're not supposed to say that word on the show, are we?
religion.
Scientology.
No, Scientology. They were an old sponsor, weren't they? Didn't we lose?
Listen. I'm such a whore. I'm such a
No,
whore
no,
that
don't
I might
say it.
take Scientology money. I would.
Sponsored by Trump Towers.
Yeah. Oh,
He
you know
doesn't
what?
own any of those buildings, by the way, so it doesn't matter.
I have a limit.
You know what the
I
best
have a
is when he
limit.
built Trump Tower in Chicago, and the tower was done, and then he's reading his TED tip.
Oh, okay.
So when the tower went up, And then about 6 months later, after it was up and units were sold, and by the way, he does not own that building. It's just his naming rights. They
Okay.
put his name on it, and they were doing it, and Rahm Emanuel lost his shit. You can't, because Rahm hates him. You can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And he could, and they did.
Oh,
But he had no idea they were going to build a Trump tower and not put the name on it. That's what they do. That's what he does. He puts his name on everything.
Yeah. It's the Trump brand.
Rahm Emanuel lost his shit.
So you heard
You
what
mean
he said?
you got triggered?
Triggered.
Yeah, triggered.
Well, he's triggered 24/7.
Yeah.
So he
Here.
lost his shit.
Yeah.
So here I'll do this real fast because the other day they released the tapes of his deposition,
Who's
Trump's deposition
for which one?
from the one I believe it's
The
the
rape?
one in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
It's Georgia or New York. I don't even remember. But this is what he said, and this is going to blow your mind because I had to reread this twice.
That's the election interference.
Okay. Oh no, this is the financial one. This is the one where he defrauded the banks. Is this New York?
Yeah.
New York, where he defrauded the banks or allegedly defrauded the banks. Okay. This is what he said. He said that when he sends out his financial statements, this is what he said. This is what he tells all the people. What he said anyway. He would never be. He didn't think his financial statements would be taken seriously. So when he sent that out to the banks, he didn't think they would be taken seriously, and that people who did business with him were given ample warnings not to trust his financial statements.
Yeah.
Do you think that really exists? I mean, is he really? I mean, I know he said it. He said it in the deposition. I heard it.
I think that's probably the first time he ever told the truth.
Well, you have to understand. Okay, so that case in New York against him, from what I understand, I'm not really following it, but no actual bank has complained about what he's done. It's just the attorney general going after him, and he did rightly bring up the point that even if you provided false information to these banks, it's the bank's job to do their own vetting process and hire appraisers to actually confirm what he's saying is true. So if he says, "Hey, my penthouse is worth X amount of dollars and it's 900 square feet and it's really 600 square feet and worth a lot less," that's the bank's job to figure that out and give them a loan based on that. So just don't forget what's going on in New York on that particular case. That's just the attorney general unilaterally bringing a case against him without any actual complaining banks as victims, quote unquote.
Oh yeah. No.
But no,
listen,
it depends
I'm-
on the type of loan. Some loans don't require that process. They rely on
Well, I mean,
the
you
borrower
still got
to
to
provide the
but you still got to get an
information.
appraisal. You still got to get
well,
an
you
appraisal.
sign
though.
off saying that to the best of your knowledge, this information
best
is
of your
true.
knowledge, yeah. But it's your job to vet that, and
No, some loans don't require that,
Okay.
though, Ted.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you can lie on stuff like
No,
that.
you're not
Teddy.
allowed to
I don't
lie
think
on
you
the-
can
it's a
because,
federal- it's a-
because here's another one. He said when he was describing his statements, he said what he sent out was a fairly good compilation of his properties. Okay, and then he said some numbers were guesstimates. But if you're applying, if you're putting these things out, and again, I don't know how it works. I wish we had the expert guy. I wish we had the Jeopardy guy right here. But I feel like if he's putting this stuff on paper and saying that my stuff is worth X amount of dollars, that he can't knowingly lie. I mean, he said a guesstimate. When you say I did a guesstimate, you're saying I lied.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so I have a property, and I think it's worth $300,000, but I want to get a cash-out refinance loan. So I go to a bank for a loan. Guess what? They send out an appraiser to actually appraise the place and do a comparative market analysis based on other similar properties in the area, and then they determine what they think it's worth, and give me a loan based on their appraised value, a certain percentage. So in the end, it doesn't really matter what I think. It just matters what they think, and
Okay.
so they have to use their own vetting process. And if they don't do it, if they take my word for it, I think my place is worth $1 million.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it legal or right.
Yeah,
It
I think
doesn't.
the
I mean, it
concept-
doesn't. I
yeah.
mean, just because.
But it's emotional. It's like I love this place. It's more valuable
Yeah,
to me.
So wait. So you think when he says here, when he has a clause in his contract, okay, he's got a clause in his contract. Everything he does with everybody, it says he has a
it's
clause
called
in
a
there.
Santa Claus.
It says, don't believe the statement. Go out and do your own work.
Due diligence.
You're supposed to pay no credence to what we say whatsoever. There's
Well,
actually
I mean,
that clause.
that's pretty extreme.
That clause is in
Yeah.
it.
Who
He said
knows-
it.
listen,
His words.
To be honest, who knows the details of these transactions between him and these other guys? Everyone's in their back pocket, right? in this. It's like it's.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows.
If
these
you're dumb
people.
enough to give Trump money,
But let's assume everybody made money. So, like, when he takes out
That's
a
what I
loan,
mean, yeah.
he's paying them back. Obviously, they never said he defaulted on anything. Like, he's
Right.
paying them back with interest. So the banks make money. You know, banks don't make money from your savings account. They make money by giving loans. So the bank wants to give you a loan. That's how they really make their money.
It just seems
Yeah.
seems really weird to me
Yeah.
that all of this stupid shit goes on.
Yeah.
And you know,
And Trump's not the only one. I mean,
Oh, no, there's
a lot of
tons. That's what I was just gonna
a lot of
say.
high net worth people do the same thing. And like I said, when they go to take a loan out to a lender, it's the lender's job to do their own vetting process. And obviously, the banks have deep pockets too, so they can send out their team of appraisers to simply verify and corroborate what these people are saying. And if they choose not to do that or fail to do that, that's on them. And so if they loan somebody more money than they should have actually gotten, that's really on the bank. But if the person still is paying back the loan versus defaulting on it, it's really no harm, no foul.
So
you know,
on the flip side of
that's
this,
true. That's very true.
On the flip side,
That's
of this,
what I would
though,
argue.
But this is a man who stands at a podium and preaches law and order. But he also thinks that he is above the law and he doesn't have to follow the rules just because somebody didn't do this. So I could cheat them if I want to, and it's their fault, not my fault. So rule the law, and he wants it enforced to the max. If the situation was reversed and this was Joe Biden, he'd want him lynched. He wouldn't just want him to go to jail.
So
he would
that
say
part-
he
that part is
he
true.
should be killed. He should be murdered, public murder, because this guy did this and it's against the law. Blah blah. So I mean, he talks out both sides of his mouth. You can't have it both ways. I mean, what are you going to do? Preach law and order and then break the fucking law constantly? Because it is against the law what he did. Right or wrong, or I don't know the details of what...
So is insider trading, but Nancy Pelosi engages in a lot of that. She's been doing
They
that for
all
years
do.
and made
They
so
all
so we
do.
can make that argument with a lot of politicians who are technically the ones. Actually, here's the thing: the people who claim no one's above the law. Trust me, a lot of people are above the law. Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton. You just name any politician who has a high net worth.
None of them are in court going
They're
through a
not.
process right now.
Well, they don't need to be because But the point is, they can do things that the rest of us cannot, and technically get away with it because they obviously have an army.
I don't
Nancy
agree.
Pelosi
I
is
don't
like-
agree with that.
Nancy
'cause I haven't-
Pelosi's like in her 70s. There's a lot of shit I can do that she can't.
She's in her 80s.
She's in her 80s. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of shit I can do.
But
she
she's
can't.
made a
I can
lot of
touch
money.
my
She's made a
toes.
lot of money on probably insider, not insider trading per se, but having knowledge far in advance about the laws that are going to be passed, and she could have her company or her husband buy stock in a certain company, knowing that it's going to be in her favor because she has knowledge that other people that the public does not. That's called insider trading.
I don't know anything about that. So.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
I don't.
About
I don't know
that.
anything about
And I'm not defending Trump, but let's face it.
Yes,
if
you are.
If he wasn't running for president, would any of these cases be brought against him? I know there's like 4 active
Well, it
cases
started
against
before
him.
he was running for president.
Yeah, but
It started while
right. But if he was not running for
I think
president,
Teddy's right though. If
The
if
whole
he was
thing started when he was president.
right, but I
So-
mean, if he was just a businessman,
yeah, if he
and he
just
didn't
got
have
away,
his he
if
didn't
he
have
was-
his
Whoa,
finger
wait
on
a
the
minute. This
trigger.
is not the first lawsuit he's been involved with.
correct. But I'm saying if
No,
if
no.
he was
By
so,
far.
I'm just saying he was the 45th president of the
over
United States.
500 lawsuits.
Yeah, he was
way
a
before he was president.
No, I agree.
500
I'm just talking about the
lawsuits.
current criminal cases. So let's just say he was a 45th president. He got voted out of office, and he just went away into the night quietly, and he wasn't running for re-election. The question is, would these current cases be brought against him? And if the answer is no, then the reason they are being brought against him has to be political, because why else would they be? If the answer is no, if he's not running for re-election, but if he is running for re-election and they are being brought, so there has to be a political aspect to it, even if
Even
they
if
are
he's
right.
guilty.
Even if they are right.
Come
to a
on,
degree.
this is stupid.
No,
You
no,
know
no,
he's
no,
guilty.
no,
He's
hold on.
guilty of 6 things. We all saw it on TV.
Hold on. So it is true. Teddy's absolutely right. If he wasn't rerunning for president, no one would give a shit. He could just go off, and if he just
His choice.
go away, shut the
If he
fuck
just
up.
went away,
yeah, and go away, and
Played
we
golf,
don't have to hear
played golf
anymore.
at Bedminster, wherever wherever
Yeah,
it's
and we
Mar-a-Lago.
we would never hear about it anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, and that would be, and you know what? That would be the greatest thing in the world, because here's some words that I never want to fucking hear again in my life.
Okay.
Biden, Trump, Kelsey, and Swift. I never want to hear those 4 names again.
How
as
are you
long
ever
as I
going to go?
fucking
How are you
live.
ever going to file your taxes? That's your CPA firm, isn't it? That's who does the show.
Dude, I'm telling
Aren't
you,
they
man.
financing
It
this?
is- it-
say it again. That's our.
Biden,
The-
Trump, Kelsey, and
the
Swift.
firm of Biden, Trump, Kelsey,
Incorporated.
and Swift. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's like this weird. You can't turn anything on. I've been watching TV with no sound. I watched the Chiefs game, the Chiefs Bills game, with no sound because I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't see Travis Kelce. Is that his name? Travis Kelce.
What, is it
Yeah.
the other? Remember
his stupid ass brother
yeah,
with no shirt on.
Yeah, and
What was that?
And that's like
Freaking voting children?
It's just national news.
Yeah, I'm just tired of hearing
this,
those names.
this half an imbecile, who just he's cheering for his brother, obviously. Yeah, but it's just overdone.
I cheer for my brother, and there's 3 things I do. Number 1, I don't have cameras all over me. I don't have a brother, and I keep my shirt on. And I just keep my shirt on because I have some class.
Well, here's the thing: I want Kansas City to
I think
lose.
this would be a good time for me
I
to
want
take
Kansas.
my shirt off.
I want Kansas City to lose, just so I don't have to hear about Travis Kelce or Taylor Swift again. That's why I want them to lose.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that because if they
still
make the
wanna hear
Super
it.
Bowl, how many cameos are they going to show? I mean, we're gonna make a bet right now. At least 50 times they're going to show.
Well, you can bet that in Vegas.
She knows nothing about football.
She doesn't have to. She's the most popular
But
person
she
on
just
the planet.
cheers like
She is literally the most popular human being on the planet. I would tell you right now, if she put her name into run for president, she would win. Because all the people who are old enough to vote, 18 and over, would all fucking vote for her.
And then she read a bad song. She read a nasty song about them when they broke up with her. Right?
When she didn't get reelected?
Exactly, yeah.
America sucks because it doesn't love me no more.
oh, that's my parody song.
Oh, sorry, man. All right, I want to get this thing started so we can hear your parody song. Hey, everybody, my name is Matt, and this is the Real 3 Idiots podcast. With me, as always, is a guy I saw swing a golf club. Better righty than lefty yesterday, and he's a lefty, Teddy.
Is it summertime yet?
Yeah, we're at the range,
God, it's so.
and Teddy grabs my pitching wedge and hits
Hey-o.
4 of the straightest shot. I mean, because he's hitting his club all over the place. He grabs my righty club and hits the damn ball 4 pretty damn nice shots with my club. And so I immediately pick up his lefty golf club. Teddy, what happens?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Fight Club.
I absolute and complete shit show. Absolute and complete shit show.
I was just beta testing that club. It does actually. There's nothing wrong with that club, by the way. You wanted to get rid of it. Keep it. There's nothing wrong with that club.
And just so our listeners know, Matt refers to his penis as his pitching wedge.
That'd be the greatest way to talk about
Like
your
a
dick
euphemism.
in front of everybody.
Teddy grabbed my pitching
I had to
wedge.
gargle with salt water.
Yeah. I got my pitching wedge regripped again. Yeah, you could just. I mean, you could say that anywhere.
It's going forever.
Yeah, you could say that in a church to a priest, and he'd be like, "I got my pitching wedge." No, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. And a man who has driven the city of Chicago more than a bread delivery man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mark.
Yeah, I'm like a Toronto truck driver. Yeah.
Toronto.
Toronto.
Is
Oh
that
yeah,
the-
Toronto.
is that
Yes,
the
the
bread?
bread
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You've
Oh,
seen
I know
those trucks.
Ganella. I know Ganella bread.
Yeah, but you've seen the
Ganella,
trucks.
Ganella's out of all the stores now.
What?
Yeah, Ganella just does. You can't buy Ganella bread anymore. It's been like that for 5 years. They got out of the business. They just do
I
restaurants.
clearly don't buy.
Yeah, I've seen
bread.
those trucks, the Toronto trucks. Yeah.
Toronto's got the market.
Okay.
Toronto and Rosen.
What do they make? They make
Rosen, that's it.
breads.
They make French bread. They make the mini Bambinos. They make sliced Italian bread.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all breads.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's-
I see the trucks all the
It's
time.
a bread company.
Yeah.
It's a bread company. They're probably so.
They don't make canola.
It's spaghetti sauce?
Cannoli oil or
so
spaghetti,
if
yeah,
you-
spaghetti sauce.
so if
cannoli
you go
oil,
to- if
anything
you go
else.
to,
just bread.
I hope I'm right, but if you go to like, for instance, Heroes, our favorite sub in the world, right?
Oh man.
Yeah,
I
Heroes
love-
use
I love
Toronto
a- I
bread,
love a good
not
sub.
Ganella Toronto. They're sub sandwiches, and like most beef places use Toronto.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me want to have Jay's.
Jay's
I
is
need a
Toronto. I
Jay's.
believe
You know
Jay's
what?
is Jay's
I need a
too.
So-
Jay's Italian beef.
So here's the
So
thing.
good.
So my new job, I drive past Jay's every morning.
I love Jay's.
Okay.
The one on Montrose, right?
Yeah.
I like
the
it better
Montrose.
than Mr. Beef. Nothing
Oh,
wrong.
yeah.
But
Oh,
I
yeah.
got
Oh, way better.
Are you kidding me? They're not even.
Yeah.
They're not even close. Jay's is far better.
Jay's
But
for sure.
I don't eat meat, and I am.
Would you go there for a
constantly-
beef with us? Just one beef, a cheater, once a year.
I'd go
Oh,
there.
for sure, once a year.
I'd love
I'm
to go
actually,
there.
I'm actually having trouble driving past and
I
not
couldn't do it.
grabbing a beef.
You know,
and fries.
I lived on Narragansett, right down the road from them,
Yeah, I didn't live
Okay.
that far from
Yeah.
there.
and I had to pass them every fucking day to go to my gym.
My mouth is watering thinking
Every
about
day going to my gym.
It. Yeah.
I
We
went
used
there.
to-
I went there when I was a kid. And it still looks exactly the same. And
yeah,
yeah,
it's
I'd love to go there
absolutely
just
the
one
Same
time.
owners and everything. No,
Yeah.
they do a
Yeah.
good job. They have two
Well,
locations.
Yeah. So,
Oh, where's the
the
other
other one's in Schiller Park.
Schiller Park.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, right.
No,
yeah.
they did get a new building because the old. Remember that old shitty building with the twisty seats? Yeah, they had an old. Jay's had an old shitty building.
I've been to
You're
both
just
of
a
them.
kid.
I've
You're
been to
just a
both
kid.
of them. I've been to one in Schiller Park
Yeah.
and the one in
Yeah.
Narragansett.
Yeah,
and
the one on Montrose.
Yeah,
the one on
Montrose.
Narragansett. That's a new building. They
No,
had
it's
they
the
had an
same
old crappy
Yeah.
building. I'm telling you right now, man.
No, it's like Nagel. It's like Nagel.
You haven't
and,
driven by it in
and
a long
Montrose.
time.
Yeah.
I
No,
just
it's
drove
on-
by today.
It's on, yeah, Nagle.
Every day I drive by it.
I know,
Yeah.
but I mean, it hasn't changed since I lived around there, and I lived there
Yeah,
in the
it's
late
same.
90s.
It's the same, yeah.
Oh
It's the
man,
same,
you're a
yeah.
child.
What's
We used
the-
to go
what's the-
there.
what's
in
the-
I know.
We used to go there in the
What's
80s.
the
I know you did,
what's
yeah.
the bar like right across right across
Middies.
the
Or it
McDonald's?
was
It's
Middies.
like right no, there's
not
there's
anymore.
McDonald's
It's
and then there's like
Middies.
a bar.
No.
It was. Man, you are telling it.
No,
you're
no, not
you're-
you. I'm not. I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah.
you, he's wrong with the name.
Score,
it's-
not Scores.
it was
Scores is
Scores.
down
It's
the
not
street.
that. No, it's not that.
But there's
anymore.
another bar
The
right.
bar right next to theirs is called Middies.
No,
We used to go there. all
Scores
the
is
time.
down the street. The
Scores
one right
is down the
across
street, but it's not Scores
It's
anymore.
not Scores anymore.
Oh,
It's
it's
owned by
not.
Morrison's. Morrison's bought it.
Morrison.
Yeah,
It's called
Yeah,
Schmitz.
something like that. Yeah, we used to go there. We used to go there after work. All the teachers. Yeah, good teacher drunk time.
We should go there and just get
get plowed.
close it down.
Can I just say something about
and say a
getting,
lot of
getting
incendiary
plowed?
things. Yeah.
Ted's Tips is good.
Ted's tip for today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do it.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
good one.
Okay, let's get to it. I'm sorry, we keep getting off
No,
track.
no, I was just thinking about
Okay.
it because I see Ted right.
Here, let's get our sponsor. Ted's Tips is being sponsored this week by the Vladimir Putin re-election campaign. There are a lot of people you could vote for, but only one of them knows where you live. All right, short and sweet, man. Yeah, Vladimir does. He doesn't fuck around. He doesn't fuck around. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, I loved it when he sent this with the payment. I was just like, he goes, this will be read, and I'm like, yes, it will. Yes, it absolutely
Verbatim.
will. Yeah, word for word, sir. What would you like? Would you like me to do an accent? And he's like, no accent, no. Oh, I'm doing an accent. All right, Mark, are you ready, sir?
I am.
All right, do your thing.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a tip now. Sometimes I feel like Ted's all alone on the show that he lives on, the show that Matt runs now. Poor lonely listener, together we sigh. 2, 3. Take me to the tip I love. Take me Teddy's way. Under his breath he moans, assuming everything. Take me to the tip I love. Take me Teddy's way. I don't know where this is going. As Ted rambles on, yeah. Tip away. Oh, tip away. Teddy. One time.
Wow, that was good. That was
Wow.
Come on, Red Hot Chili Peppers, baby, under the
Sultry.
bridge.
Oh
Sultry.
man, they are doing. Harley Davidson is doing some show in March or May, and Red Hot Chili Peppers are playing.
I saw him on that James Corden, like in a car when they all get in a car. The
Yeah,
Chili,
car karaoke.
yeah.
Car karaoke.
Yeah.
That's
So-
not fair to have a professional
so
singer. In
They
car
always
karaoke.
do that. He sings with
Actually, Andrew Kiedis isn't really a professional singer. He just kind of rambles on.
Anthony
but,
Kiedis.
Kiedis, yeah.
them. So he got so Anthony.
Wait, you know who the singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers
yeah,
is?
they were in.
Anthony
Remember, they were in the
Kiedis,
movie Point Break.
Flea.
Remember, they were in the movie Point Break. They made the cameo appearance.
Yeah, they were both
Yeah.
him and Flea were.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
they get in the car. They
I
get
had
they get
no
in the
idea.
car, karaoke car, right? They get in the car
Yeah.
and they're driving around and they're fucking jamming, and they're at a stoplight and they somehow they get in a conversation with Corden and him, and he's
Yeah.
like. Something about wrestling. He's, I'll wrestle you right now. They get out of the car. They get out of the car and they're in some front lawn, and they get out and him and James Corden are fucking wrestling in the front lawn.
That's awesome.
Like
And
a
he's
little-
beating his fat ass.
That's awesome.
It was
Wait,
funny as hell.
What did Mel Gibson do that in? Didn't he wrestle? Didn't he fight somebody in one of the?
I think he wrestled Jesus Christ.
No. In one of his gun shows with Danny Glover.
Oh, the
Donald Glover?
yeah, what's it?
Lethal Weapon.
yeah, one of the Lethal Weapons.
That
Didn't
was
he,
a badass scene on the lawn.
Yeah, didn't he fight somebody in like a rainstorm or
No,
like
the
a
sprinkler
sprinklers?
system or something was going on. That was a badass scene, dude. One of the best. That one and Die Hard, two of the best fight
Yeah.
scenes.
I got.
Which Die Hard?
Google that.
Which Die Hard?
The first Die Hard where he
7,
beat-
8.
No, the first one with the where he ended up. Anyway, go. Let's go, Ted.
What? Oh, okay, here's Teddy's tip. Okay, Ted, I need your help. I'm a really good-looking guy. I'm not being conceited. It's true. The problem is because I'm so good-looking, I constantly have women and men coming up to me, hitting on me, and propositioning me. They just don't leave me alone. It's even worse at work because our company is very large and there's a lot of interaction. What can I do to stop them from bothering me, and what can I say to get them to leave me alone without being a jerk? Lorenzo, 31, Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Now, was that sent in Spanish?
No,
No,
said
it wasn't.
English.
Okay, no, I'm just asking.
Oh, that's a good
I
question.
was wondering that because sometimes they come from other countries, and I don't know if it's like a.
You know what? I would imagine that most everybody knows that I barely know English, and sending me something in another language would probably. I know I could go to Google Translate.
I thought. Okay. Go ahead.
I speak fluent stupid. That's the only thing I speak. All right, Teddy.
Yeah, well, wow, it must be nice to have that kind of problem, I guess, in the scheme. I know what you mean. I've been through it myself, Lorenzo.
I believe it.
You
I
have,
do
you
believe
have
it.
so
I mean-
good-looking guys, Ted?
Yeah. I have a couple of restraining orders against me. I'm not proud to admit that. So.
All right, help this guy, man.
Yeah, okay, Lorenzo. I mean, number one's a good problem to have. So, yeah, man.
No.
Sorry.
It's just a problem. You know what? See, I knew you were going to say that.
Did
because,
you?
He
yeah,
did. I
no.
swear to God, he did.
Yeah,
He said he was.
yeah. I told him. I knew you were going to say that because it's still a problem. I mean, look,
a problem's a
got
problem. A problem's a problem.
But he's
You're
got
right.
people coming up to him that he doesn't want.
So
it'd be
so,
no worse
so it's
than
unwanted. It's unwanted attention.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So whether
it's not a good problem.
So it sounds like it's not only at work, but
because
it's
he's a
like,
beautiful,
and
sexy man.
It's his everyday life, right? So it's not just work. It seems like his everyday life.
Everyday life.
Yeah,
everyday life.
So I mean, that's why
It's
I kind
still a
of
problem.
that's why I kind of feel sorry for some hot chicks because I can feel their pain because when you go out you can't leave your house because you're always constantly getting.
Ted and I are there.
Yeah.
Ted and I are there
Ted,
constantly.
before you give him the tip, I must warn you.
Yes.
Don't feel sorry for this guy because when he sent the tip to Matt, he also included 2 pictures of him without a shirt on. So he's
wait.
asking for it.
Okay, but I topped him by sending 3 pictures of myself without pants on.
You
So-
you said you power topped them or I didn't catch that. Okay, so well don't cry for me, Argentina. Remember that's Evita Peron. Yeah. So.
yeah, she wasn't that hot.
Anyway, so actually, who's the thing? Who was the most who was like People's Magazine's most sexiest man
Lorenzo.
alive?
Lorenzo.
Wait,
That's who we're focused
No,
on.
he should have been. He should have been.
Okay,
No,
come on.
Okay, all
help
right,
him out.
all right, Lorenzo. Here's the best advice I can give off the cuff is that so basically you want to sabotage your appearance to deflect this unwanted attention is what I'm hearing. So so just how women use makeup to make themselves look more attractive, I'm assuming you can use makeup to make yourself look less attractive. So you can maybe use some makeup to make you seem like you have acne or like maybe a big boil on the tip of your nose, rotten teeth. You can eat garlic or onion. You can not bathe for a few days. You can not comb your hair. You can dress very slovenly. You said you don't want to be a jerk, so you don't want to be mean to people, so you don't want to necessarily change your personality. Yeah, but there's little subtle ways you can change your appearance that's kind of off-putting. You can mumble to yourself. You can talk crazy, or you just say you're voting for Trump. Everyone will hate you. just say you're voting for Trump. Just say I love Trump.
He's from Buenos Aires.
Just
Wait a
say
minute,
it doesn't
Ted.
matter. Just say I love Trump with a big heart on it, and then I
think they all
guarantee
love him down
you'll be a social pariah in 2 seconds. Okay, problem solved. Next.
Wait a minute.
I got to be honest. I thought Ted was going to say you should switch religions and join the religion that Seal grew up in, and they will just scar your face from one end to the other.
Wait, is that what happened to him?
Yeah.
In his religion?
His tribe did that, yeah, when he was a kid.
That's what they do?
That's why Seal has that scar on his face, yeah.
That's their plan? Their plan is to disfigure you
I don't
as
know
a
the
child?
details of it, but that's what happened to him, yeah. I don't know if
Holy
it's
shit.
every kid or if it's like the
So-
youngest kid
so
or,
Ted,
or
you're-
the most
you're
beautiful kid. Maybe he was very beautiful, and they knew he was going to have the
Well,
same
you know,
problem
here-
As Lorenzo?
as Lorenzo.
And
so they like,
pre-fucked
here's
him
what
up.
we do to beautiful people.
Well, we talked about this before.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, we live in a society where it shouldn't be this way, but unfortunately, people who are perceived as more attractive do get better treatment in general than people who are perceived as less attractive. That's just the way life works. And unfortunately, is life fair? It's not. Lorenzo, so the good news is you're on the right side of that. But like I said, it sounds like you're getting a little more unwanted attention that you want. So I would suggest maybe sabotaging yourself without obviously, permanently scarring yourself like via chemical accident or industrial accident, of course.
So
or,
instead of
fire-
Lorenzo, they'll just call him Stinky?
yeah,
Why don't-
comes to,
I mean-
yeah. Oh, plus you have a sexy name too, Lorenzo. I mean, so that's part of the problem too. Maybe
Oh my God.
you need to change your name to like.
Lorenzo.
Here's the thing. Maybe you need to change your name to Chester or something like that. It's just something.
Oh my God!
Because honestly, if my girlfriend came and left me, she goes, I left you for Lorenzo. I'm like, of course, Lorenzo. Of course.
So
he's-
your
of
advice
course.
is
He's beautiful.
Your advice is to intentionally make yourself ugly every single morning.
Call
Get up
yourself Chester
and change your name.
and smell like old cheese. Smell like what's that? You smell like beef and cheese. you stink. You
Okay,
stink.
so that's your final answer.
That's
It's not my final. They're just random suggestions that could help you in your quest to divert unwanted attention from your obviously
Okay,
devastatingly good looks.
I'm gonna push you in another direction
Okay.
and let you finish this.
Okay.
He lives in Buenos Aires.
Buenos
Yeah,
Aires.
Buenos
Okay,
Aires.
okay. And he's getting this treatment there.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe he could
Play with himself?
move-
I don't understand what you're doing with your fingers right there.
like he could leave Buenos Aires and go somewhere where they don't give a fuck where you look, like New York.
Oh, well, everyone gives a fuck where you look like.
No, you go to New
that's the
York,
whole
you're like,
point.
hey, fuck you, you're beautiful. I don't care. You know,
Yeah.
they don't want to look. New York doesn't
Yeah,
care
well,
about
if you're
anything.
beautiful, you're beautiful. You know,
New York's
I mean,
great that way.
Beauty
They don't care about
travels.
celebrities. You see a celebrity down the street, they get no
No,
attention.
beauty travels, you know. So
Really? Is that a thing?
It
that
is a
really?
thing. I swear to God, I know people live in New York. There's celebrities that walk amongst them every day. No one pays them any mind because you know what? They're like, fuck that guy. Who's he think he is? That's the attitude. It's absolutely true. I'm not kidding you.
well, let's assume. Yeah, you might be right,
I'm not
but,
making
but,
this
but
up.
let's
I
assume he
find
doesn't
that-
want to change
okay.
his. Let's assume he doesn't want to
Okay.
change his whole
Okay.
lifestyle, and just wants to live in the current ecosystem he exists in. I would just say there's little subtle things you can do to make yourself generally appear less attractive. I mean, you obviously are not going to do like
How about
plastic
how about
surgery.
a hump? How about like a fake a hump?
How about
like,
flatulence?
like the humpback of Notre
How about
Dame.
flatulence?
Flatulence.
Yeah.
I love. You know what?
What if he just ate something every day that made him stink so fucking bad that no one would come near him?
No, but he doesn't actually have to smell. If he just got like one of those little fart machines and put in his back pocket, and then just he was just a fart guy every
Yeah.
once in a while, then people at work would be like, God, he's so good looking, but it's the farts, man. I
Or,
can't deal
or he
with
could be
it.
like Pigpen from the Peanuts. He could just have
don't
this like
shower,
cloud of
yeah,
dirt
yeah.
around.
A shroud
He
of
could walk
dust.
around. He could walk around in like a bathrobe, you know, kind of mumbling to himself a little bit once in a while. You know,
So you're
just,
saying
just to mix it up, you know,
yeah,
just to mix it up.
Be-
you know,
become a crazy homeless guy,
yeah, you know, just like you know,
Charlie Sheen.
just have like a
become
homeless.
Charlie
No,
Sheen.
just have like a homeless vibe to you. You know, don't be homeless, but just have like just be like an unstable, mentally unstable vibe to you, where you know, like the
But how would that work? How would that go over at work? I mean, if he's mentally
well,
unstable.
no, he's not gonna do that at
How would
work.
that
I'm
go
just
at
saying,
work?
I
He's a
didn't,
model.
I didn't say do that at work. I'm saying so at work, what he could do is,
works
you know,
for a model
he can
agency.
kind of dress down. He can maybe not comb his hair, or you know, maybe put it in a
so just
style his hair in
kinda
a
look
way.
like me. So just
Yeah,
more,
like
more
the rest of us, yeah.
just look like me.
You want to blend in with the rest of the peasants. I get it. So you have to, so if you want to look like a peasant, you have to be a peasant. Okay. See, right now you're a king, Lorenzo, and you have to be a
Yeah,
peasant. You have to
yeah,
come
sex-
down to the
sexy
common
man.
man. Yes.
Doing
Come
your
down.
sexy
come,
name.
You got
I was hoping
you got
you
to
were
take
gonna
it
tell me
down
to
about
move.
3 notches, Lorenzo. Take it down.
Tell him to move.
Is there a potion he could take?
Yeah.
That had some sort of poison.
like a Harry Potter thing?
Like he could take the potion whenever he needs to. Like like the Nutty
Yeah.
Professor.
Yeah.
Like it changes.
just
his
be fat instead of being good
yeah,
looking?
and then it only lasts for a certain amount of time, and then it wears off.
Start picking your nose in public. Maybe
Actually,
a little, little
yeah,
gas.
some gross. Actually, a
Little
couple
gas.
of gross habits.
Gross habits. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
yeah.
pick that
Yeah.
nose.
Yeah.
You know, pick.
I'm
throw
not
that
saying
finger up there.
eat it. I'm not saying eat it. You know,
It
just
depends
pick
on
it.
how good looking he is.
Oh, you know what?
Listen to me.
Walk with a real bad limp.
Walk with a limp.
Yeah.
What is that? What do you think? People don't like to talk to people with limps?
No. I'm not
Oh,
saying that.
I was
I'm
gonna say
saying
talk with a stutter, fake a seizure, stuff like that.
stutter.
Stutter, yeah,
Okay.
stutter's a turn on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
There's anything wrong with that, but you know.
no, but it does get old.
Yeah.
it does get old after a
So
while.
true story. So I used to
God.
work in a service industry. So I was working in a bowling alley another lifetime ago, and there was a guy. They hired him. He was a kid. I was a kid too. So I mean, we were both kids, and he was. I mean,
he was a kid the same time you were.
Wait
a
a
kid?
minute,
Oh,
tell
you were
me,
both
is
kids.
this a
we're
story about
in
you?
the early 20s. Yeah, it's always about me, Mark. Listen, no, it was not about
This
me.
is you.
So listen,
Said you
so
stuttering
I do remember. This isn't Goodfellas, by the way. So I do remember this. So listen, so I'm at the bowling alley. There's a new guy. He just got hired, and he was, I'm a heterosexual male, but he was objectively he was a good-looking guy. I was like, okay, so I obviously introduced myself, and when he talked, he sounded like Daffy Duck from Disney. I mean, yeah, he was like, it was just like, wow. I was just like, I was impressed by the level of.
So it worked.
It worked, yeah. I
You
was
didn't hit on him.
Yeah, after I heard that.
So this is where it's coming from.
No, after that, I had no desire to have any interaction with that guy ever again in my entire life. And in fact,
Pants on or pants
I
off?
pressed the button and he was dead to me. Right
Why
there.
did you remember this now, not at the beginning?
I
So
pressed-
now your advice to
I pressed the button. He was dead to
Yeah.
me.
So now your advice to Lorenzo
I
is
just pressed the easy button.
yeah,
Just
talk
be
like
stupid.
Daffy Duck and be stupid.
Sound like a
will
mumbling,
turn people
bumbling,
off.
stuttering.
They won't hit on you anymore. They're like, hey, he's good looking. Yeah. You
Dumb,
ever
dumb
talk
as a
to him?
box of rocks.
Work on your Daffy Duck voice.
Yeah, you know
You'll
what?
thank me later.
You know what? I was thinking, Mark. If we had $1 for every time Ted called somebody, just on the show, a good-looking guy, we could quit this show. We'd be rich.
Objectively.
Objectively, he's a good-looking man. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, we'd be rich. Very.
Let's just assume.
Just
that we would
let's
be
assume
rich.
he's objectively a very attractive.
Lorenzo,
Man.
good luck in your future endeavors.
All right, Ted, you really went into a weird place, and I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, well, I had to. It was a weird tip, so I had to go there. So
All right, so you guys tell me if this. Speaking of weird, you guys tell me if and I don't know if this is a thing or not a thing. Okay, there's a woman. She's a model, and she just did a spread for Maxim Magazine Australia.
you said spread.
I think they show a little bit more nudity in that one than they do here.
Yeah.
No, Maxim's pretty tame.
No.
Yeah, they're. I've seen Maxim magazine.
So I didn't even know that it was still a magazine.
No,
I did
yeah,
not know they still.
It's like a men's. It's kind of like
Yeah, no,
geared for men.
yeah, we
There's
know
like
what it
men's
is.
tips.
Wait,
you know,
it could be for chicks who like chicks.
It was a big thing.
yeah, but there's
back.
always show like an article about a guy how to please his woman. I mean, I
That's
haven't
it was.
read the
It came out after GQ.
Yeah,
So it's like
It was like
it's
GQ on
Penthouse
it's like
with
a little.
some
It's like a
clothes?
little more risque, but it's not like Hustler. It's not like in your face. You
So
know,
it's in
No,
between
not
GQ and
No,
Hustler.
not GQ. What's the other one that I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
I
I
don't
have no
know.
idea.
We don't know what you're thinking, Mark.
I have
That's the
no
problem.
idea.
I have
Yeah,
no idea.
I
what
have
you're
no
thinking.
idea. But here's the thing, okay? And I don't even know if this is the thing, but I saw it, and it was something that stood out to me. She's got Crohn's disease. Okay.
Yeah,
She's
that's like a lower. That's like a intestinal.
right. No,
Bowel.
no, mind you, she is
Issue.
absolutely smoking hot.
Yeah.
Absolutely smoking hot. She
Yeah.
did
Crohn's doesn't care about that, by the way.
She does not. It
No.
does not care.
Oh, Details magazine.
Details?
Yeah, remember
Never heard
Details?
of 'em.
No.
Never heard of them.
I've never heard of that before in my life.
Oh, it was huge.
It was so huge that Ted and I have never heard about it. So big that Ted and I have never heard.
This
about
guy knows everything, and if you never heard of it,
I don't know shit. I honestly, I don't. I don't even know how the Ted. I don't even know how a bill works. in the
Details was
state
like
Senate.
anyway, go on.
Okay.
So-
So she's got Crohn's disease, smoking hot. She does a spread for Maxim magazine, and she has an ostomy bag.
colonoscopy bag.
No, it's called an ostomy bag.
Oh,
Don't
what's-
fucking correct me.
what's
I know
that?
everything.
What's that?
Whoa,
So it
easy,
collects. So
Tiger.
there's a couple of no.
I
just
didn't know
kidding.
that.
There's a couple. There's
I didn't
it's-
either.
So an ostomy bag collects your waste.
He's
whatever
manic-
kind
he's
of waste.
manic-
It's
He's
called,
mansplain-
it's called fecal matter.
He's mansplaining
No,
to us.
no, I
right?
believe
I
it's.
need a
I believe
mansplain,
it's the
yeah.
liquid. I believe it's the
Oh,
liquid. I believe it's
okay.
urine.
All right, I didn't know that. Yeah.
And you can do it a couple of different ways. You
Okay.
can do it inside your body,
Okay.
right? Or you can do it outside. She chose to do it outside, and it's kind of right on her. I want to say just to the left of her belly button, and kind of like right at the
Yeah.
waist where it would be. She
Yeah, that's
has
where-
that bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where it is. Yep.
It's if you look her up, I don't. Gosh, I wish I remembered her name. I didn't write it down. Damn it. But it's about 4 inches around, and it's just sitting right there. You can see it. And she
Yeah.
did a bikini spread with this bag showing.
Yeah.
And I see the face you're making, right? So you can see that it almost looks like, and honestly, it just looks like a really kind of puffy, big Band-Aid, about a 6-inch around
Yeah.
puffy Band-Aid. You know, the brown kind of Band-Aid
Yeah.
thing, right? So she did this, and she's kind of doing it like to promote that, you know, you can have this disease
Yeah.
and still be
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Which is
And,
cool.
and it's a tough disease from what I understand.
It is
she's
tough.
she's got
Oh,
a really
horrible.
for
it's
her
like
to be
it's like colitis, Crohn's. It's
Yeah.
it's tough. Yeah. it's
so for
tough.
her to be in the shape she's in, it takes a lot of work, and she has
Yeah.
to do it, right?
Yeah.
So of course she did it, and then she got this out. And what do you think people? How do you think people responded?
Well,
I wa-
hopefully,
I mean, not a lot,
hopefully,
not a lot, but some.
Hopefully, yeah. Obviously,
No.
there's going to be haters, but hopefully, most of it was positive. And here's the thing:
Some of it was creepy too. I bet.
Some of it was incredibly. Not only was it
Yeah.
not only was it rude as fuck, but some of it was creepy and weird that
Oh,
people
yeah, yeah.
would put
Somebody's
their
in it.
name
Somebody's into
and
that.
say make a comment and put their name on it so you could see that they made a comment about this. It was fucking gross. Some of the shit people
yeah,
say.
you know, but those are the same people who live shitty lives, who lead miserable existences in general, who are usually unhappy people. So they're always going to punch down on somebody because they lead miserable lives. So they need to empower themselves to feel better. You know, those are the people. You know, those are the people who leave. They go to a restaurant, and even though they get service, good service, they'll still leave like a 1-star Yelp review. They want to always talk to the manager. They probably park in the handicap parking spot, throw trash out their car window. They're just douchebags, right? Pardon the pun, you know. So, but those are the type of people, yeah.
Oh
so,
my
How
God.
fitting is
part,
that? Ted?
part of the
You're-
pun,
you're-
yeah.
you're a
But yeah,
terrible
so
person.
those people, you know, fuck those people.
Yeah, but
Fuck
it
them.
was
So-
it was really bizarre.
Yeah.
And so at first, I didn't look at the picture. I read the article because I didn't want to look at the picture because I wanted to read the article, see what it was, and then look at the picture. It was really not that big of a deal, and all I could think about was because my old man, when he for his last 6 years, he had that,
Yeah.
and all I thought was, what a difficult thing it would be to have that and just be out there. You know, she's single, she's trying to date and do all that stuff. It's got to be a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
And she's kind of put it out there that she did it. It seems like one of those things that you wouldn't share. And she totally shared
that's
it.
good.
Well, I mean,
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her because it's not only like Crohn's disease, but a lot of cancer survivors have to have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have-
I don't know if colitis has it, but people who have like obviously colostomy bag, which is like sounds like this is
Yeah,
like
that's
a
what my
step
old man had.
above.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
but
not,
I mean,
it's not the norm,
yeah.
but it's certainly not. It's I don't know. It's a bigger portion of society now because of medicine technology, and we're
Right.
able to do that and prolong lives and
Yeah.
make people function. She can live a normal life. Is basically what she's saying.
Right.
Like
right.
even she could be a supermodel in
Shit.
that condition.
Dude.
And so I mean, it is. I mean, it's really. I mean, she's almost like a hero, to be honest with you.
yeah.
See, and that's what I was kind of thinking, right? She's just like, hey, man, that's their thing.
Very heroin.
Well, she's
heroin,
breaking
I'm sorry.
the stereotypes, right? Because like she's obviously I'm assuming she's a very I've never seen a picture of her, but I'm assuming she's a very attractive woman, and
Crazy
and she just
attractive.
happens to have this medical condition that what? Obviously she'll be able to find a guy. It's not trust me. If a guy likes a woman, they don't give a shit. Pardon
Ted,
the pun again.
Your
yeah.
puns.
I'm just saying,
I didn't do
your
that on
choice
purpose.
of words.
I didn't mean that, but but the point is,
Those are the crappiest. Oh, sorry.
she'll obviously find a guy, so we're not worried about that. But
Yeah.
there's always going to be haters out there, regardless. But like I said, those people lead miserable lives. So your solace is knowing that their punishment is they got to live the rest of their life being them. So that's all you need to know.
So here, and I'll share it because I think I told Mark this. There's a woman, and this has kind of nothing to do with that, but the complaining part. There's a woman at the gym who trains people at my gym. She's the most annoying human on the planet. She has never said anything
Does
positive.
she work for the gym? Because you can't go in there and train
Right.
people.
Right. I think she does. I think she works for the gym to train them. And Mark knows this person. We work at the same gym, and every time she's so annoying. And I went in there the other day without my headphones. My headphones weren't charged, right? And I get there and I turn them on, and it just goes power off, and I'm like, oh shit. And there she is, and I'm downstairs in this gym for an hour 15. And this is her. Everything she does is this. Ready? She goes. Oh, I went and I told Teddy this. I went to this restaurant, and she says the name of the restaurant. I don't remember what it is. And she goes, oh, it's really nice. And then the woman she's training goes, oh, I have been there. It's really, really nice. She goes, oh, it is, but. And then she starts in on like things that how is this? It's not even anything that you would complain about, but she had to find something. She goes, oh, the food there is great. She goes, yeah, the food there is great, but, and it was too slow. It was too cold. It was too much ice in her soda. There was just everything. They ordered a Merlot from 1972, and they only had the 1971. Yeah, it was amazing, and I was started to lose my mind. Because I'm just like, I can't leave.
Well, I mean, picture her husband, right? I mean, guy, if she's complaining about a restaurant, you can picture what she's saying about her husband. Like, he's too small.
She's not married.
She is.
There's
She's,
no way.
I
too
know for a
long.
fact she's unmarried. I know for a fact she is.
I have a
unmarried.
friend. I have a friend whose brother-in-law, and this started a long time ago. They would go out. He's single, and sometimes he has a girlfriend, and usually they don't go out together. But my friend,
That's not a girlfriend. That's a sex partner.
no, what I'm saying is he usually has a girlfriend, but my friend.
It's called a companion,
So my friend,
or is it called a compadre? I don't know.
it's my friend's brother-in-law. So my friend and his wife would often go to dinner with him, the three of them. So his wife and her brother, because we all kind of grew up together.
Okay.
So every time they would go out to dinner, every single time, it happened one time. So they would eat, and then he would complain about something, to the fact that he would call the manager over and complain,
Call the manager.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
and then get his meal for free. It would get so.
It was probably on
so-
purpose, right? He
Oh
probably
yeah,
did it
so
on
he did it.
purpose, yeah.
So, no, but it's not because he won't admit to it. So they went out to dinner for the first time, and my buddy tells me the story. He's like, he ate almost the whole thing, and then something was wrong, and he was really upset.
Is it
and
a pattern?
Yes.
He does this all the so he does
he
all
does
the
it
time.
every single time. And the waitress comes over, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And he does this whole thing. Is like he tries to play very, very nice. He's like, "I don't mean to be a jerk or anything, but I
But I can't help
And he
it.
explains it. And I know this
but
guy.
I am.
But he goes, I don't. He goes, listen. I don't mean to be a jerk, but I ordered this and it came out and it wasn't right, but I ate it anyway. And then when the second course came out, it was really bad. So I mean, I didn't want to eat that, so I didn't eat it. And then I'm not. I now because of that, I don't feel like having dessert after I ordered it. So I'm just gonna have my sister order it. But I don't think I should have to pay for this, and I really shouldn't have to pay for
And
that.
you go
And
out
it-
with this guy?
No. I went out with him one time, so I witnessed it one time. But then he would call me and go, "Dude, you're not gonna believe it." I go, "He did it again." He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "It was crazy. This time it got real bad, and they gave him like 100%, all of his money back." And we're just sitting there like going, "This." He goes, and he's like, and my buddy goes, "This is a lot. Oh, I'm never going out with him again." He's like, because now that we're getting older, I mean, he's like 48. He's a few years younger than us, 45, I think. It was a really bad thing the last time, and my buddy's like, "That's it. I'm never ever again." He's like, "It's crazy. It's never not happened at some level or another." But as it
So he's the he's obviously,
it got
he's
worse,
the,
over
obviously, but
there's
obviously
just
he's
something
the
wrong with him. He's crazy.
Yeah, it's obviously
he's crazy.
he's the problem. He's the problem. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Dude, I would never.
I wish I was
You know what's funny? Because you know what I would say. Honestly, if it happened, I would just be like, dude, forget about it. And I look at her and go, I'm paying for everything. Don't even.
Oh,
don't
he's
even
tried
listen to
that
me.
before.
Don't even listen.
He's tried it. It's
I'm
not
paying. I'm paying for the meal. Fuck this guy. And then
It's It's not about the money. It's like some sort of. It's something
yeah, but
else.
just to not hear him.
I
Just
know,
to not
but
hear
I
him.
mean, it's yeah. I know. He's tried everything. It's
well,
really
it's like kleptomania. It's like people who steal. I mean, they can
Yes,
afford. They can
that-
afford to buy
that's
it,
it.
but they just want it. They just feel compelled to do it.
that's what it's like,
Yeah.
Ted. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not even. I mean, it could be the perfect meal,
Yeah.
and he's not paying for it, and
It's
he
no
would still
wonder
do
his
this
girlfriend
act.
doesn't go out with him. I mean, I would rather be dead than go out with that guy.
I can't imagine what a date one on him, one on one.
Could you imagine
Like the
him
two of them,
going
yeah.
to watch a movie and then sitting through like sitting through the movie? And it's like an Academy Award winning movie. He walks out. I watched the first 10 minutes and I could stomach it, but the middle, I you know what? I'd like half my money back because I didn't find the middle to be compelling.
I hope.
I wonder what he does for a living.
I hope.
mean,
I'm not going to say.
Could you imagine that?
Nothing.
Oh, of
He
course
doesn't
he
do
does
anything
yeah.
for a
well,
living?
Well, that's why he needs. That's why he needs free food because he doesn't
No,
have an income. He
nothing.
doesn't have an income.
Nothing.
He doesn't have an income.
Like,
Yeah.
So he's a fucking mooch.
well,
Yeah.
I don't. I
He's a
mean,
bum.
I don't. I'm
He's a
not going to get into details.
Sir,
He's a
the
professional
Bums have lost.
But
actually,
I
in this
will
case,
tell
the
you
Bums
this.
have won.
I did have. I had one business transaction with him because my buddy told me, and I've known this person for 30 years. He says, "Hey, so and so, needs this done to his car." I'm like, "Seriously?" He goes, "I told him to call you." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "I'm just calling you right now. I'm just letting you know it was an accident. It slipped out, and before it was too late, he's gonna call you. So I'm calling you right now before he calls you." So I'm like, "Okay, fine." So he called me. I didn't answer. I blew him off for a week. Finally, I'm like, "Okay, I gotta do this because I'm a nice person." So he brings it over to me, the car. He stands there the whole time while me and my partner are kind of like doing our work, and we're talking. I haven't seen him in like 5 years. We're talking, and then when we're all done, it's
No
perfect. He's like, "Hey, where's your bathroom at?" I'm like, "It's over there." He leaves and he goes to the bathroom. Now, if you go to the bathroom and you're a guy, and you're like in a repair shop, and the car's all done, and the person that worked on your car, and it's a big social kind of environment, and you're only there for like 45 minutes to begin with, and you wait till it's done, and you go to the bathroom. What is a normal period of time to be gone?
Like 2 minutes.
I mean, you're just taking
2
a
minutes.
piss, right?
I've
I mean,
taken-
it's
I don't know.
over.
I don't know. I'm
I've
just saying.
taken a piss in a auto repair. Like I've gone to Jiffy Lube.
Right.
I took a piss.
So you
I was
go
like,
to the bathroom.
30 seconds.
Yeah,
You
it's
go
not
to the
like I'm not
bathroom.
dropping
30
trow
seconds.
with
It's a minute.
Well, you
It's a
go to the
minute.
bathroom.
It's like a minute.
And especially like he's been there the whole time. It's not like all
Yeah.
of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I got to go take a shit."
Yeah.
Right? So, and besides, even if he did, we're done already. You can go home. So he's like, "I'll be right back." He's like, "Where's your bathroom?" And it's right around the corner. He goes to the bathroom. He's gone for 15 minutes.
Dude, he rubbed
15.
one out. He
So-
rubbed one
So
out
it was,
in your
so
bathroom.
it was,
It's a long time.
it was like, so me and my partner were talking, and it was like,
Yeah.
now I'm like, dude, what the fuck's going on? It was like 5 minutes.
He had a bad meal.
So then I looked at him. So that's what I said. So I looked at him.
He
I
needs
go,
a discount. He needs
so
a
I
discount.
prepared him. I go, "Listen, he's going to come out. He's going to look at it, and he's going to find something wrong with it." He goes, "No, he said it was fine already."
Nope.
I go, "I know. I'm just telling you
called
right now."
That's called the bait and switch. That's called
So-
the bait and switch. Yeah.
So he comes out, and I braced my partner for the situation that might arise, and I go, "Don't worry, I got it."
Yep.
And he comes out,
Sure. And what does he say?
and he looks at me, and he's like, "Hey, I was thinking." I go, "You know what? I got somebody else coming in, man." I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go. He's like, "Oh, okay." He get in the car and he left. And I just
So he was gonna try. You think he was gonna try to scrounge you down?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what was gonna happen, but he was gone for a very long time in my bathroom, and it was getting weird.
Dude, did you blacklight that room afterwards?
No. I don't have the technology we have here at the
You
studio.
need to put a video camera in your bathroom, even though it's illegal.
Well, we don't have one in the bathroom, but we have one in the
Yeah.
toilet.
Officer, it's not to see.
We have a camera
people.
in the toilet,
It's to
Matt.
make sure
Matt,
they're not
did you hear
doing
me? We
it.
have
Yes,
a camera
I
in the
heard
toilet.
you. Yes, so you
Like
can
just
look
like
up.
you.
Yes, no, that. Oh man, I don't understand that.
You know,
I just
15,
don't
15
understand
minutes. That's like a fucking eternity. I mean,
It's you know what? It was
know how I
getting
know-
Mark
You
ready.
could-
It was
you
getting
could-
Mark ready for the bad.
you know
news.
how
you
I
can take
know?
like 3 shits in 15
Do you
minutes.
know how I know it was 15 minutes? Because
Because you stood outside the door with a
No.
stopwatch.
No, because he paid me like electronically, and it was time stamped. And then he went into the bathroom.
Okay.
Well, he
So-
already paid you, so what do you
I
care?
know, but I don't want. I don't want the
He's-
confrontation.
he's
I don't want.
probably-
I don't
he's
want.
probably-
Yeah,
No, he's
yeah,
punching
no.
himself in the face, thinking, "How could I get the discount? How could I get that?"
That's-
I just didn't know what was going to happen because he was gone for so long. I didn't know what was going to happen. But
Obviously, he's a defective human. There's obviously something wrong with the dude because obviously it seems to permeate his everything in his life. It's not just obviously you, but like I said,
yeah, it could be. It
I
could
just know. I just wish I was a server in a restaurant. I knew this guy's history, and when he would ask for that discount, I'd be like, "Sir, haven't you done this at least 10 other fucking times?" So I'm sure it's not a coincidence. So it sounds like it's not the restaurant.
I'm sure it's like different
it's you.
places. I'm sure it's
But
different
you.
places.
But you know what?
Because you're right, Ted. If you go to the same place and do that, most servers and staff will be like, "No, not again." Or
You
say
do
not-
remember. You do remember those
I'm
people
sure.
that are.
Yeah, oh,
well,
yeah,
like the people
totally-
who are like lousy tippers or bad, or problematic customers. Yeah, you'll definitely remember them. So it sounds like he goes to different places all the time to kind of mix it up.
So
you know?
here, so I'll throw this out at you. We go to Howard Street all the time, right? And there's the one waitress there that is she's very indifferent, right? She's not very friendly. She's really indifferent. She's always sitting down. She's not doing anything. It's not the chick from yesterday. It's the Teddy knows the one chick.
Yeah, I think
right?
so, yeah.
She's shitty, and it was really bad the other day. We were watching football, and she wasn't paying attention. She wasn't doing anything, and I'm like, and we always tip really well there. I think we tip above and beyond.
I actually
always
overtip.
right.
I'm,
above and
I'm
beyond.
embarrassed about the way I tip, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna.
I'm not embarrassed
Yeah,
when
I
I
don't
when I
mind.
overtip.
I don't mind.
I'm there all the time, right?
Yeah.
But she's so bad, and I even said it, and I don't know if both you guys were there, but I'm like, I mean, we got to tip her for the service she actually gave us because she sucks. She's got to know that she sucked, and you guys talked me out of it.
Yeah, I think we did, and
Yeah.
I think
I still, because I go there all the time, so I just want to foster good relations. But yeah, I mean, you almost want to somehow send a message. You don't want to. I mean, I would
Yeah.
definitely tip someone like that a little bit less than somebody who gives good service because we should incentivize people who don't.
That's what I'm
perform.
saying.
You know, tipping's going away.
What?
I don't.
There's a big thing about it because it's a trend and it's trending this way. It's already happening in a lot of states. There's states that don't do tips anymore. It's all implemented already, so they're including it in the pay for their servers. Any tip related industry, restaurants. I'll just say restaurants. There are some states where some businesses in a lot of states that don't have tipping anymore. I'm okay with that.
I'm fine
'Cause
with
you can
it as
always
long
throw
as I
something
know-
extra.
Yeah, as long
if
as
you
I
want.
know
Well, you
that
know-
she's that the person he or she
the thing is, if
is
you,
getting paid
if you
a
want to leave the
decent amount.
server a tip, your server, always leave the tip in cash. Don't put it on the credit card because you don't know where that tip is going. So if you
want
want
to
if you
cashless society now, though.
right, but I'm saying if you want to if you want to leave a good tip to the person who actually waited on you, I always personally I would tip in cash to that individual and not leave
But
it on
you
the credit
never
card.
do.
I do sometimes, yeah, but the point is,
I agree
he
with
does.
you. I'm
He does.
just
Yeah, but
teasing you.
no,
I
but
do,
the point
I,
is,
that, I do that.
But you're
to
right
you.
because you don't know, like when you put it on the credit card, you don't know where it's going to go. It could be divided up between everybody, which is fine, but it's not necessarily benefiting the person who.
Yeah,
know
usually they're
waited
not
on you.
pulling their tips at that place.
They're
But
not
you're right.
pulling their
I
tips?
do that
Yeah, I
too.
don't know.
I do that
Yeah, but
too,
I don't
Ted.
know. So
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like if we tipped her like we tip everybody else, she's going to think she's doing a good job, and she's going to continue to do that same quality.
But it doesn't.
And
it
she's
doesn't work.
clearly, I mean,
yeah, it doesn't work. But I gotta tell you this: there is a Thai restaurant by us that they're very small and they have great fucking food. It's right here on Northwest Highway.
okay.
Great food.
is it Bangkok Belly?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
I love that you know that.
yeah. Isn't it good, Ted?
Of course I know.
Ted, isn't it good?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's
good.
so I mentioned it.
Okay, so their delivery is like 75 to 80 minutes because they only have like 2 guys.
Okay.
and there's so
And they're using a rickshaw, not a car.
Oh my god. No, so
They're using an ox drawn
no,
plow.
no.
I'm kidding. Yeah, go.
So the delivery is
It's horses, Ted.
we always order online because they have a great
Oh,
system.
I didn't know that. I know you could order.
Oh
from
my
there.
God, it's
now I'm gonna get
fantastic.
I'm gonna get something to go from there now because I pass it all the time. I want that place.
It's absolutely
I
fantastic.
just don't want to physically go there.
I don't want to be there.
No, so ordering online
I hate
is the
smell
way
of
to
the
go.
ox.
Yeah.
But it's 75 to 80 minutes, like on a Friday night when we
Yes.
usually do it.
I don't give a
Okay.
shit.
No, I don't either. But I said something. The drivers are always really good. The food's always really hot. Everything is perfect when they deliver it. And I know they're very close. So one time, the first time, they allow for a tip. They charge a delivery fee, and then they allow you to add a tip to that. Are
Ted-
you unplugged, Ted?
Ted's fucking with
What
the.
happened?
Oh no! Are you Teddy? Are you messing with the headphones now?
Are you offline, Ted?
I'm good. I'm sorry. I was just trying to adjust something.
But nobody messed with that.
I put the lime. I put the lime in
Jesus.
the. I put the lime in the coconut, but it's okay now.
So anyway, so I gave him a lot of money. I put a tip on there. I think we ordered like $100 worth of food.
Okay.
What'd you get?
I'm not gonna.
No,
hang on. So
don't you dare!
So
I put an end to that shit.
I probably tipped like $15 or $16, like $15.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's nice of you.
That's a delivery. That's a big fucking tip.
That's a good tip. Yeah.
that is a good tip
That's-
for a
that's
delivery.
Substantial, yeah.
And he's spitting your food.
Dude, our food got there in 15 minutes.
Yeah. See, there you go.
So you pre-tipped $15.
Yes, it got there in 15
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
Lucky you didn't tip.
So then,
Lucky you didn't tip $50.
so then I did it again. I did it again the other night, and I'm not joking, man. It's at 75 to 80 minutes. We got our food in like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And you could look at it because I order online, so I could see when it goes through. And then they give you a text message, and it tells you that you're going to get it in 75 to 80 minutes. The doorbell was ringing. Callie was in the basement. She comes up. I already have the food on the counter.
How far is this restaurant from your house? Would you say, miles wise? Probably not that far, right?
No, less than a mile.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but I mean, there's
less than a
lots
mile.
Of, I mean, there's lots of deliveries. That usually a delivery driver doesn't go
10
out
minutes?
without.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually a delivery driver doesn't go out without multiple.
So, but
Yeah,
don't you
multiple
think that
things.
they're doing that because I'm giving them extra money? The
I
order
think-
comes.
I mean, it
makes
the
sense.
order comes
Obviously,
through, and
it doesn't
because
seem
it's
like-
such a small mom and
It
pop
doesn't.
shop,
It doesn't.
they're
seem
all
like,
talking.
It doesn't seem like it's a coincidence. So I did read
They
something.
can manipulate the order
Yeah,
that
of course.
they come in.
Well, they
'cause
can
they're-
move, they can
oh,
move you to
sure.
the top of the line. So I actually did read something. So like a bartender was a male bartender at some whatever bar he works in New York. He said, he goes, I'll be waiting on people, but then when my regulars come in, who are my good tippers, I immediately go straight to them and give them the service
Yeah, of
first,
course,
because they're the ones paying my bills. And I know that versus these other random people who, they might tip okay, but they're not my regulars.
Oh, you don't know, yeah.
So my regulars are going to get a priority, and that that just makes sense, right? That's just how the world
Yeah,
works,
No, that makes perfect sense.
If you're
when you do that.
if I went to a bar and let's just say I tipped 50-60% and this guy's tipping 3%, I would think someone with common sense is going to give me more personalized attention than the person who is a lousy tipper.
Yeah, and you
That's
get way way less spit and dirt in your food
Yeah.
too if you're
Snot,
tipping 50
dirt.
instead of 3.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And Ted,
It's
they're-
not rocket science.
their chicken pad thai is incredible. Their pad thai is awesome.
I love the putt. I love
and
the
their
pad
crab
thie.
rangoon is insane.
I'm
love-
not a
I
fan
love-
of pad.
Oh
I'm
my
not a
God.
fan of
This is
of
the best
That
crab
thick,
rangoon.
that thick
rangoon.
noodle.
No,
that thick
crab
noodle.
rangoon.
pad thai.
The crab rangoon. I love crab rangoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the fried
Do
appetizer.
they have fried rice? Do they have like beef fried
yes,
rice?
and it's incredible.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, we're in Bangkok Belly
But
today.
their pad
Hey,
thai is
Hey,
great.
hold on a second. They ain't paying us a fucking penny, just so you know. They're not paying us a penny.
Now I don't want to go to Jay's anymore. I might go to Bangkok Belly.
I'd much rather have pad thai than Jay's. I got to be honest with you. I mean, as much as I like
It's
Jay's,
as good as it's as good as Penny's Noodle Shop, which is
What time do they close?
oh my god, enough.
I'll Google it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry
All
about
right, so
it. Yeah.
how many houses have you guys owned in your
Like
career?
in my name?
No, how many houses have you lived in?
your name.
in your
No, I'm serious because in my
Using
name
my social security number.
because in my name 0. I've never owned a house in my name 0.
Ted, how many houses?
don't-
how many
don't-
houses have you lived in that someone, I don't know, someone you're having sex with bought? I don't know how to phrase this, Ted. How many houses have you lived in?
I've lived in apartments. I've lived in one house,
One house.
and
Mark?
I don't own the house.
Why you're gonna?
I have no connection to the
I,
house.
I know you've been drinking. I know we're recording later, and you've been drinking, and you're gonna fight me on this.
No,
but
I have no- I have no
you lived in
connection.
one house.
One house.
One house. Mark, how many houses?
Oh, I've lived in 2 houses. Growing up, obviously, I lived in a house.
Okay, so
I didn't know
What
that- I
is the
didn't own the
question
house.
exactly? I'm sorry.
how many homes have you lived in?
Homes,
Homes.
not apartments. An actual home
yeah, actual homes. Actual homes.
with a dorm.
Three.
Wow.
3. Okay. I've yeah.
We
So
rented, so we lived in apartments, and then we rented our first house on the south side, and then my parents bought the first home in '85, and then the home I'm living in now.
Okay.
So those are real houses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Single-family homes. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So I've lived in 3. The one I grew up in, and then we've owned 2 houses. So the first house for a couple years, and then this one for, I don't know, 15, 20 years.
Okay. Yeah.
A couple in Colorado recently bought a house. Okay, so we've all done it. Everybody who's bought a house, you've done it. They were cleaning stuff out, and the other people had left stuff there, right? I mean, did you guys when you guys got your
abandoned
house?
it. Yeah. They just
Well,
stuff
they
it.
just there's just stuff that
They're
you know,
gone,
people
but
did-
We
yeah.
inherited a tiki bar.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Teddy, was there anything left in your house when you moved into the house you live in now? Was there anything left, or was it just completely empty?
I think it was just empty. Yeah. There's nothing there. There's no hidden treasure there. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I say tiki bar, I mean not one that's fixed in the house. You know, it was in the basement, but we could take it outside and stuff,
Oh, that's cool.
like an old school, like yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
go
So
ahead.
so
So what did they find?
when we moved into this house, it was kind of funny. There was a frame for a car in the garage.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, a
Interesting.
frame for a car. And,
Okay.
and so I didn't.
What
it's,
kind of
it's
car do you
big.
know or not?
I have no
Oh,
idea. It's just a car. We had 4 tires on it. And I'm just like
a Packard.
Yeah. And we actually had to call the real estate person. I'm just like, there's a frame for a car here, and I'm like, I don't want to get charged for taking it away. So I'm like, somebody's got to come and get this, or I'm gonna have somebody take it away, and they're gonna have to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
The people who used to live there. So
they left a mother-in-law here.
that would be, dude, that would be so funny. So some people in Colorado bought a house, and as they're cleaning it out, people had left a freezer there. Okay, but it was turned off. No big deal. It was turned off, but there was a freezer in there. It was kind of an old, shitty freezer. So I mean, what do? You take the freezer out, but I mean, you got to open it, right?
Yeah.
No, don't open
We all
that
open the
motherfucker.
freezer.
No, don't
Don't
open the
it.
freezer.
Nope.
Sounds like a bad idea. I don't know what's coming, but it sounds like this is going to be
A
good.
terrible idea. So they open it up, and inside the freezer, ready? 3 things: a human head and a pair of hands.
Ah!
The thought,
Is this Halloween?
because it's off.
Yeah, yeah, but it was sealed up.
Was
Looked
it,
like
I was going to say, was it like this shrink wrap so it didn't
Nope.
stink?
No.
Wait,
not
did
like
they
our
buy
friends.
that sheriff's girlfriend's house?
No, they did
Oh.
not buy. No. So they go ahead and they go ahead and they have this.
Were the hands zip tied? That it's not a homicide.
I do not know
That
any
it's
of
not a
that,
homicide.
right?
Okay, it's
So-
natural causes. I can
Right,
tell you right
of
now,
course,
it's natural
yeah.
causes.
But the first thing I thought was, this is a bad house to buy. Like I would immediately get my money
was
back.
it like the Amityville house?
I mean, the Amityville house at least had ghosts. I mean, this had actual things.
Out.
Yeah.
Hey man, anybody see my head?
Yeah. So they go ahead and of course they call the cops, right? They call the cops and it's like, hey man, we got this freezer with a head and 2 hands in it, right? And again, I'm moving out. I'm not staying there.
Oh, come on. You already closed on it.
How do you know what's in the walls?
Just take the freezer
I
away.
mean, are you not thinking this? The first thing I thought of was, if this person,
No, I agree with you. I don't think I would think any different than you, but if you
No,
if
you know
you
what?
think about it,
when you call the
can't just
you know what's going to happen? The cops are gonna,
you can.
they're going to give you a free infrared scan of the whole house to see if there's any more dead bodies in the house. So you're probably safe.
Oh, maybe they'll destroy the house. Start taking
this
turn
isn't
up
like
the floorboards.
it's not like John Gacy's crawl space,
No, it
right?
could
There's not going to
be.
be like 30 bodies.
That's what Matt's saying.
They're going to give you a free. They're going to give you a free inspection of the house. You're going to get a free.
The cops are?
You're going to get a free FBI inspection of the house to see if there's any more corpses in your house.
No, so it never.
So you're safe.
so here this is
So when the
what's
popo came, what happened?
okay. So this is what's really funny, right? So the cops come and they take that stuff away, and they said that they were going to go talk to the previous owner to see if what the situation
Yeah.
was. But then they sent out a thing to all the people, and they told the people in the neighborhood not to worry, and it's not a big deal. And here's what I'm saying. I think it's a big fucking deal.
Why did they say that though?
Well, because they wanted people to not be freaked
mean,
out. Because the
might not
people
be a
who
big
live there
deal.
told the people and neighbors, all their neighbors, what happened. And so the cops had to kind of quell what was going on because there was a head and 2 hands in there. And it's like, hey, it's no big deal.
Oh, the new people that found it
Yeah.
told them all that, not
Oh,
the
yeah.
people that left.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, oh, the people that left say, hey, if anything comes of this, so and so's head and hands are in the freezer. You guys know him. It's not a big deal.
So
Well,
it's
that's the first thing I thought of is once you told your neighbors, wouldn't they be like, hey, whatever happened to Pete?
so. Here's the thing too. This is not uncommon. It's not uncommon for like an old.
What?
I'm going to tell you right now.
It's not.
It's
Hey,
not
Matt, Ted's
uncommon.
right.
It's not uncommon for an older relative
Yep.
to pass away at home,
And for you to cut his hands
Not
and
for
head
ille-
off.
and then they don't tell the authorities because they're collecting the either Social Security
Yeah, well, that happens.
or
but
benefits
sometimes-
on that person's behalf to make them think that they're still alive. So they kind of conceal the body. In this case, maybe they did a partial dismemberment.
But some,
Just a partial dismemberment, Yeah, I mean, so it might not be a homicide necessarily. It could just be a natural causes, but they never reported it, and they couldn't obviously turn the body in because that would take away their revenue stream.
Teddy, you are such a freezer half
Jesus
full
Christ.
kind
I
of guy.
thought
Can
you were
you
going to
just-
say. So yeah,
Can
that,
you stop pushing the panic button
You
for
are a
once?
freezer half
Just,
full
just,
guy. I
let's just think about this logically, all right? Yo,
that's right.
let's think about this logically, all right? Don't freak out.
What
Don't freak out on
logic
us.
is
Don't
there?
freak out on us, all right? So-
I know somebody that bought a house.
Yeah.
My friend Julie, she bought it. I think it's been about 10 years now, and her boyfriend, I don't think they're married, bought this house together, and it was a older person that passed away, and the children sold the house.
Yeah.
And there's an attic in the house that they didn't inspect or really go in because it's not an attic that you can go walk in. It's very small, but it's big enough to store a lot of stuff in. Well, after they closed,
Just enough for a couple of bodies?
no, it was.
You ever heard of a Ziploc bag?
This guy was a collector. This guy collected two things.
Feet and tongues.
Yeah. He was a butcher. Yeah. No, he collected old beer cans and ties,
Oh, he was crazy.
and not just like thousands of obscure for over the period of like 67, whatever it is, maybe even 75
obscure
years.
ties?
No, vintage, old ties, and beer cans from all over the world. It was insane. So you know what she did? She looked up the value of some of this stuff, and individually, some of these beer cans were very valuable. Some of these ties, very valuable. She opened up an eBay store and is making thousands of dollars a month on this store. It's a huge store. It's ongoing. This is lasting for years.
How are old ties worth anything?
Dude, vintage clothing is worth a lot of money. This is
What?
not just
Like a top hat from like the
I
80s.
throw my clothes. Listen,
this is online, the eBay, internet. Millions of people have access to this, man. Items of clothing, vintage clothing in America is worth tenfold in Japan or other countries like Russia than it is here. So you go online, these stores, I mean, she's shipping this shit all over the world. These ties.
that is insane. I'm
They
disappointed.
found that in the attic.
I am disappointed in
Jackpot.
the rest of the world.
Jackpot. I give her a lot of credit. She's smart.
Yeah, I mean, she could have had a head and two
She
hands.
could have just thrown it away. She could have just like called
So
it.
did
Say
they-
get the shit out.
did
Called
they-
a realtor like you did. Say get the shit out
Did
of
they
here.
ID the body? So what happened with this case? This case?
Oh,
Any idea?
ongoing. It,
Oh,
it
it's
literally,
ongoing, okay.
it literally just.
It's a fluid.
happened.
It's a fluid
It
situation.
is a fluid situation.
Okay, gotcha, yeah.
Ted, did you get your headlight fixed?
I did.
All right, good.
Oh, we were.
I went
actually,
to
we-
Jiffy
we're-
Lube. Yeah.
We were worried about that.
Ted,
Okay.
yeah.
Mark, are you ready for your movie mention?
I am. Yeah. Are we sponsored? I forgot about this, Ted.
Are you fucking with me? Oh, you would have bitched about it. You would have bitched about it later.
All right.
That's for sure. Hold on.
I know.
It's time for Mark's movie mentions. When you're finished looking at internet porn, car crashes on Instagram, and TikTok videos of half-naked women saying they want to date you because you're so special, then sit down and enjoy one of Mark's movie mentions. Mark's movie mentions are brought to you by Dennis Poston's Eyebrow Tonic. If you're sick of unruly eyebrows, try Dennis Poston's Eyebrow Tonic. Now legal in most of the United States.
Now he did. You know where Mel's was in Park Ridge?
Yes.
He opened a store where Mel's was.
Oh, he's got
He's
an actual physical
He's renting from Declan.
Dennis
Yeah,
Poston's
he's rent-
Eyebrow Tonic store.
Yeah, he's renting from Declan.
Oh, that is awesome. You know what? I will stop by.
Right by the train stop too. Big business.
Oh yeah, people just get right off and put shit on their eyebrows.
All right, Teddy, Matt, you guys have both seen this movie.
Woo!
And I'm gonna read what it said on the original movie poster, and let's see if you can guess it.
Hot dirty.
Terrorized in the toilets, chased after school, shaken down for lunch money. Get a bodyguard.
My Bodyguard.
My Bodyguard,
Oh,
baby.
I saw that movie. I've seen that movie. I've
I
seen
know
that
you
movie, yeah.
have. It's a Chicago
It's
movie,
the guy with
dude.
it's the guy with the motorcycle,
yes.
right?
Okay, so
yeah,
let me
yeah,
finish.
yeah.
1980, My Bodyguard.
1980. Wow.
1980, 90 Minutes
Fuck,
Wrong.
we're old, Teddy.
Directed by Tony Bill, written by Alan Ormsby. It's not to be confused with The Bodyguard. with Whitney Houston.
Yeah, and Kevin
Yeah,
Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Decent
Yeah.
movie.
So-
Decent movie.
Yeah,
My
So
It's
My
all right.
Bodyguard 1980, starring, are you ready? His second movie, Matt Dillon.
Yep.
Chris Makepeace, not a Native American. Adam Baldwin, New Trier High School's best. Not a real famous actor, but Martin Mull's in it. And her, I believe it's her, debut before Flashdance, Jennifer Beal was in this movie.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't
Yeah,
know that,
and so
yeah.
it's got cameos by George Wendt. He played the janitor in the movie. Dick Cusack, who's Joan Cusack and John Cusack's father, and Joan Cusack was in the movie as well.
Okay.
And Tim
Wow.
Kazurinsky, remember him from SNL?
Yeah,
I
Tim Kazurinsky.
loved him.
He was
The glasses, yeah, Tim Kazurinsky.
so
Yeah, I
he has
remember
a
him, yeah.
cameo in it too. But
Okay.
it's really starring Matt Damon, Chris Makepeace, and Adam Baldwin. Adam Baldwin plays a big guy at school. So it's about a new kid who's rich. His father runs a hotel in downtown Chicago, so he starts at a new school. His grandma lives in they live in the hotel. They have like one of those penthouses or whatever. So he lives in a hotel with his mom, with his dad, and his grandma, and his dad runs a hotel. So he starts at a new school, which happens to be Lakeview High School.
Okay.
Yeah, played my first playoff high school basketball game
In
was
that
at
small
Lakeview
ass
High School.
gym.
Yeah,
Wait, did you say playoffs?
playoffs. Yeah,
It's
my
small. It's the
first
smallest
playoff game.
gym in one of the small. You can't get smaller than that.
Yeah, and it's got a track around the
Yep, it's
top.
got a
And I
track, yep.
played my entire. I grew up in a school at a park that had a track. I had a great day that day because
Because of your
I was
familiarity.
able,
Yep.
I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew
familiarity.
that.
So anyway, it's about a new kid starting. It's about a kid starting at a new school. He's bullied by none other than Matt Damon. Okay, so it's so funny because he gets dropped off every day in a limo in front of Lakeview High School.
That's pretty funny.
So he gets
That's awesome.
Matt Dillon plays the bully who has got a group of guys with him, and they bully all the kids. And basically, they bully these kids because they say, "Hey, you got to give us money for protection against this kid, which is this big monster in school that there's all these rumors about, right? He's
Oh yeah, the
So-
big quiet guy.
right.
Yep.
his name's Ricky. So give us money and we'll protect you from Ricky. And he doesn't want to give money to Ricky, blah, blah, blah. So he gets his ass kicked and gets beat up, blah, blah, blah. And, long story short, he decides to go to his kid Ricky and find out what his deal is because he's really introverted and there's all these rumors about his history. So nobody talks to him, nobody messes with him, but he's big. So he goes to Ricky and he says, makes a deal. Hey, why don't I hire you to be my bodyguard? And he agrees. He's got kind of a past that involves his little brother, and I don't want to give anything away. So he's very introverted and he's feared around school. But then he becomes his bodyguard and they become very good friends, and the movie kind of moves on. It's a very Chicago movie. It's really good. You need to see it if you haven't. 1980. What else was I going to say about this movie? The budget was $3 million. It made $22.5 million in the box office.
It's a good movie.
It's a very good movie.
I like the movie.
You know,
I saw that
it's
movie.
basically 90 minutes long. Okay,
Yeah, it's not that long. Yeah.
not that long.
So
but
1/4 of
yeah,
Killers of a Wildflower.
Of a Flower
Or Dances with Wolves.
or Titanic.
And by the way, I started watching Killers of a Flower Moon, and I'm done. I'm not going to
I
watch
told
it.
you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So let me just
Not gonna
finish this real quick.
Period
So-
pieces.
So,
They're,
Nope.
they're
It
tedious.
just ends too bad.
They're tedious.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So My Bodyguard, 1980, starring Matt Dillon, Chris Makepeace, and Adam Baldwin. Adam Baldwin went to New Trier High School.
Yeah.
I was just there the other day, but it's a great film. I don't want to give too much away other than the fact that
Wait, didn't the bully hire?
Wait, whoa,
I don't know.
don't. No. You're thinking of something different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
never
you're
mind.
thinking of something different.
never mind.
So
Yeah.
good movie. Yeah, it involves a motorcycle too. And so
we're
go see
big
it.
motorcycle guys.
My Bodyguard, and it's free. I think you could watch it on either YouTube, and it's free. It's on.
I'm going to YouTube it tonight.
I watched it. It was on Amazon
I'm
Prime.
pumped up now.
It was on Amazon Prime, but it's a good movie. So, Flowers of the Killer Moon. I told Matt I read the book. I finished the book. Now, on the last show, I was halfway through it, so I finished the book. Fucking fantastic book, awesome book. I love the book. So I started to watch the movie. I got 50 minutes into the movie, and I turned it off. And I thought it was because of me with expectations watching the movie.
I'll
and the
bet you
movie
I turned
didn't-
it off for a different reason. Go ahead. Why'd you turn it off? Because I'll
No,
tell you why.
I turned it off because I love the book so much, and the movie is not doing it justice. So I got to wait before I can watch the movie.
Okay. And I turned it off because I knew exactly all the bad shit that was going to happen, and I don't want to sit through those movies anymore. I can't.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
I can't sit through super negative movies where terrible shit happens to people that are good. I can't. I just can't do
There
it.
is
well,
no
you know
good.
what,
the only good that comes from this movie is the, well,
Bad things happen to good people. What's your point?
but I don't want to see it. I don't. It's like I hear about it every day. I don't want to watch. Here. Here. All these Indian people, all these Indians, they
Yeah.
have lots of money. Guess what happens to them? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sit through that. I honestly don't want to sit through watching all
Hey,
of this bad shit happen.
That's why I watch the Golf Channel.
Hey,
So I won't watch it either.
that's why you got a clicker.
Yeah.
Change the channel, boy.
I did. I did. I turned it off. I'm just like I
You had
can't.
to pay for it though. No, it's free on Max.
It's on Apple TV.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah.
Is
it's
it
on-
Apple?
It's,
Okay,
on,
I couldn't
it's
remember
on
what it
Apple
was
TV.
on.
Yeah. And it just popped up. I wanted to rewatch Ted Lasso, and my remote Teddy came over like an hour early today, and my fucking remote is not working. I'm very pissed off
Oh, it
about
works.
this.
You said Ted
Just-
Lasso.
it works in a
Yeah,
different
I
direction.
thought you
yeah.
called Ted an asshole.
No. And I just wanted to rewatch. I need something after watching Killers of the
You
Flower
know what's
Moon.
funny? You're doing that. I just did that. I'm rewatching True Detective, the first season with Matthew McConaughey and
That's not a feel
and
good
Woody
movie.
Harrelson.
It's just an unhappy.
Oh, I didn't
angry,
know that. I'm not- I don't-
I can't watch that stuff anymore. I need to watch things that are fun and
Yeah.
happy and good. I just don't want to watch people getting shit on all the
Okay.
time. Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah. I feel like that's just a terrible. I don't know. It's just me. All right. Real quick, a hill to die on. Would you guys
You
like
said this
to
is
do?
a real hill, though. Is this at Horner Park?
Oh man, this is
Is it Horner
this-
Park Hill?
Here, this person.
No, it's the toboggan shoot at
Oh, right,
right
over
at
here.
Devon
yeah.
in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Toboggan
this
shoot,
person.
that's a hill.
This person will end up on a real hill and then falling down a hill. Last week, a woman in Russia. She went to Vladimir Putin's election headquarters and gave a heartfelt and fiery speech demanding that her husband be allowed to stop fighting in an unjust war and come home immediately.
How did she get that appointment?
No, she was out in front.
Oh,
Yeah, she was out in front, and she gave a
Good for her.
speech. She
Good
had
for her. Yeah.
well, it's
Yeah.
a democracy. You have the right to
Oh.
assemble and
it's a whatcracy? Yeah, it is not a democracy.
But you know, here's the thing: if something happens to her, you know,
no one
I mean,
will
what-
say
she
but-
shit.
but I'm-
so she
saying,
knows.
why-
Yeah,
why-
so Matt's right.
right? But let her just say those things, like you know, if I'm the dictator, okay, let's just say something bad happens to this woman. I mean, what benefit it is to me as a dictator? Yeah, let her say that. You know, so let her give her let her have her free speech, quote
Wait,
unquote.
are you under the impression that he's going to if you let one person talk, tomorrow two people will talk?
No, but Ted's right. He's probably going to give her a free trip on,
but
a,
if
on
he,
a private
but
airplane
if he snuffs her, if he
or a
he's-
hotel room. She's going to
a
get
hotel
the
room
suite.
on the 11th floor.
Yeah, she's going to get a suite.
So I don't know if you knew this. So what's his name? Stalin. You know, one of the worst dictators in Russian history, of course, and one of the biggest mass murderers in world history, would give a little old ladies a ride. You know, he'd stop his little motorcade and
Not if
give,
they bitched
give
about
people
it.
a ride. But the point is, you could still be kind to people without being malicious. So you got to be situational if you're a dictator. So when a woman like that comes, if you're smart, yeah, just let her make that little statement. Don't do anything to her. You know, maybe celebrate her for it. You actually gain popularity
No,
for that.
another person will
if
come
you're
do
smart.
it.
If you're smart.
Ted, you're out of your mind.
So she chose the hill she chose to die on was to go outside his office and protest.
yeah,
So where's this going?
1 week
She gone?
hasn't been.
Oh,
Hasn't
so
been.
she's still out there.
So
she's still
actually-
on the hill.
Actually, no. It's actually been 10 days, and she has not been heard from in the last 2 days.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but why punish her? I mean, like I said, it just it just.
What do you
there's,
mean?
There's
this
there's
is
no,
a guy who started a war with a country for no reason.
Well, it was a
Well,
reason.
there was a reason,
It was
'cause
a
he
reason.
wanted- he-
it was a
because
reason
the way he grew up-
because Ukraine's part of Russia,
No, it's not.
Not anymore, it ain't. I mean here.
Sovereign
according to him.
Hold on.
Right,
according
that's
to him.
exactly
Yeah,
right.
I mean, if you're
That's why he
a
did it. He
descendant
thought it
of
was-
Ivan the Terrible, then you own most of Asia, and you should just go reclaim
Well,
it.
did
I mean,
you know?
it doesn't make sense.
You know, Putin just said the other day. He said the sail from Alaska to America from Russia was illegitimate. Did you know that?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
SpaghettiOs.
Uh-oh. Sarah Palin is fucked now.
I think he's smart enough to realize that's not a hill he wants to die on.
Because Russia, because as you know,
that would be the hill.
so, so back
Yeah,
in the
that's the
18,
hill. This
so
is the-
back in the
that
1800s,
would be a great story.
back in the 1800s, Russia sold Alaska to America for $25 million during the
And you know what?
during
You know
the
what?
Andrew Jackson
We
presidency.
overpaid.
Yeah,
We overpaid.
as a
There's
that was
no
actually
doubt
that was
about
actually a good deal.
as a territory now, it's a
Yeah.
state since 1952, right?
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, that would be great if next week we did the hill you want to die on.
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin.
Well, if that's
decided to
maybe
attack
that's
America
the hill he wants to die
get
on.
back
Yeah,
Alaska.
Or he just
That's-
said
yeah.
the wrong thing.
Yeah, if he wants to get back Alaska, that's the hill he wants to die on because I guarantee you, America's not giving back Alaska to Russia.
Yeah, but this chick. I mean,
No.
this. Yeah,
Ain't
this
gonna
chick
But
had
first
to
of all,
know.
they don't want it back.
Yeah.
No, they don't want it back. But this chick had to know that when she was doing that she was fucked.
No, yeah, for sure. They all know that.
And she could just be. I mean, it could just be a thing where just because she hasn't been heard from for 2 days, she could just be locked in her house.
Could be a media thing. Yeah.
Yeah, could be locked in her house.
Yeah.
She could be on vacation, whatever. But she's been
But
very vocal.
But that's how revolutions start. It's just one person, like in Iran when the women take off the hijab, and they go in the street and they said, fuck you, Ayatollah and your stupid Sharia law. Yeah, you can kill a few of them here and there, but the point is, it starts a movement, and then the powers in place, that theocracy loses control. So that's how movements start.
Yeah, and that's
they're small.
and that's funny because that's what I said this whole time with all that stuff. The Islam and all that stuff. I said it would be women that do it, right?
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that are treated so terribly.
Yeah, I mean they're scared old men who are repressed, obviously sexually, right? I mean,
I don't know.
Whatever Kool-Aid they
no.
fucking drank.
No, because I believe what they say and what they do are two completely
Of
different
course,
things.
yeah. I mean, they're
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so Otello, he's probably fucking like a 14-year-old boys behind closed doors, right? I mean, because he's the guy who talks, the guys who talk.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
dude.
no,
It's-
It's
100%
probably
believe it.
like fucking Epstein Island over there, right? So they talk a good game, but behind closed doors, they're fucking perverts.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah.
You know,
I mean,
so,
when you tell everybody they can't do anything,
He's doing everything
right,
because he can.
right.
Just like North Korea, Kim Jong Un. He says, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that." Yeah, he's living a life of decadence while the people of North Korea suffer.
You know what
Right
I'm
now?
enjoying right now?
Yeah,
What's that?
This fine 16-ounce can of old style beer.
it's only your fifth one.
Oh man, I'll tell you what.
Fully
Does it
Croissant,
taste good? Croissant.
artesian water.
He said
Yeah,
croissant.
I love my old styles. I've been drinking all day. Yep, these things are great.
Boy.
Yeah, and like I said, we started late, and while you were gone, Teddy and I were pounding old styles before you even got here.
Yeah.
Damn good. Oh, that is
One
good.
more
Look
sip.
at,
Oh,
look-
boy.
Look at you, Kemosabe.
All right,
I
so
don't even refrigerate this shit. I'm like old school hillbilly.
Yeah, it's like you're like
man.
you're like in Ireland.
well, no, that was like when Teddy and I Teddy and I went and did some happy hour at Howard Street, and they poured me two of the happy hour to dollar beers, and they were literally
Wait, they have a happy hour there?
4 to 6.
What?
Yeah.
$1 beers. What do you
Yeah,
get?
you get a draft. You get a what? It was an
Coors-
8-ounce draft.
Coors Light. Yeah, there's like Coors Lights or
Coors
light
Light,
beers.
Miller Lite,
yeah,
Miller
I don't
Genuine
drink that
yeah,
Draft.
like this. Yeah.
I'll drink
Yeah, but for
MGD.
$1,
Yeah.
you order two at a time. But they were literally they weren't even not cold. They were just warm. It was like the
Their
glass.
draft beer the other night because my beer, but it was not cold.
Yeah,
But I don't mind it. I mean, I've been drinking these. Only been here an hour and a half, and they're not in the fridge.
yeah. I mean, I guess
Cans keep shit colder, but
they do. Actually, cans are better than bottles.
yeah,
I did
way
not know
better.
that.
Yeah,
no, I
that's
didn't
why
know
this
that.
is still
They
cold.
are.
Yeah, I did not know that. Okay, so let's do a little reminder tomorrow. Next week. Oh man,
Good
we did.
Lord.
What if we did this every day? Could you even imagine that? Could you imagine if we had like an hour and a half show every
You know
single
how,
day?
how much he would spend on Uber, Ted?
What are you talking about?
We'd have to buy you a limo.
Dude, he drinks like that and drives every day. So next week we're gonna have Carol Cohen on. She is a breathing specialist.
Carol Cowan.
Cohen. She's
That's a big breath.
she lives in Canada. Just kind of throw it out there, but she's gonna.
Wow.
Oh man.
I'm already relaxed.
Oh, that feels good. I can't wait for this show.
Actually, that's a good.
You know who's going to be on the show? Sister Jackie.
Yep. You took that right away
Sister
from me.
Jackie's
Yeah.
joining
So
us.
Jackie wants in because it's breathing, and it's not just breathing like life breathing, but it's breathing like to
I
kind
believe
of
it's
help
called.
you.
I believe it's pronounced breathing.
or birthing.
No, I think it's breathing, man.
Is it birthing?
You know what? I hope your beers are colder because
She's going to correct us. Do you know Dr. Seuss's real name is Dr. Seuss?
No, it's not. You're
It's
full of
pronounced
shit.
It's
Soy
who wants-
sauce?
It's pronounced. His name is Theodore Seuss Geisel. It's
Yeah.
pronounced Seuss.
Well,
Oh,
did a good-
man.
he did a good
Okay,
job.
Here, you know what? I will
You wrote that
challenge.
one
I will
down.
challenge
And I
all of
think
our
it's-
listeners
I don't
to
disagree with that.
tell me that is
And
incorrect.
It's Seuss, and it's pronounced breathing.
All right, whatever.
Not breathing,
So
breathing.
so we're gonna learn about like kind of like
We're gonna learn how to breath right.
we're gonna learn a little bit about that. I think it'll actually be a lot of fun. I think I mentioned this before. We're gonna have a geography expert on, European guy, gonna help us come on and
Where's Kathmandu? That's all I want.
We
Outside
know
of
about
Russia.
that.
We talked about
yeah,
that.
we already talked about that. I love that you. I love that. Not only have we talked about that like in the bar, but we've talked about it on the show, and you have no idea. And I like that you came up with that.
Where's East Timor? I thought it was in Africa, but
It's
it's in
next to
Australia.
West
It's
Timor,
Australia. It's in
dickhead.
Australia. I didn't know that.
All right, so I just want to kind of throw that out there. Some of the stuff that's coming up. Yeah, Jackie will be here next week, so we're gonna have some good time. But we got to finish this up. Teddy, last thoughts.
Lorenzo, stay thirsty, my friend.
What?
Grow your hair out and punch yourself in the nose.
Yeah. Did I speak with a stutter, a lisp, or a speech impediment that precluded you from understanding what I was saying? I said, Lorenzo, stay thirsty, my friend.
You know what? I like it when you achieve like your 2 hour to 2.5 hour drink, because you get to a different place, and I really like it. Mark, last thoughts.
What did we talk about today? No, my last thought is
Talking about Jay's Italian beef
Mostly, yeah,
and
yeah.
Ganella bread, and
Yeah,
we
we're
did.
talking about
Mostly
Toronto.
agree with Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
yeah, we got out of hand on this show.
Yeah, we did.
Talked about
That's
a lot
it.
of
We got out of hand
talked
on
about
this show.
Italian. Talked about
I know.
Italian
I
bread.
will say this. I really enjoy. We have guests on all the time. I like when it's us three as a reprieve sometimes. Not all the time. If we did it back to back to back, I might be saying we need a guest or we need to get Jackie in here.
Right.
But every month or so, it's nice to just to have the three of us chit chatting.
I do agree. I do agree.
Just
mean,
the three of us in the studio, our studio,
Because we need some me time.
and Ted. Nobody on the screen to look at. Nobody to judge us on our tips or our songs.
You know when someone's looking right at, because it's funny, I'm right in the middle, so they're looking like right at me, and I feel like I got to just put on that. You
Well,
know,
do you know where to look? Is it, man, is that the television we're supposed to look at where the person can see us?
I don't
Or
even
is
know
it
what
the
they're
other
looking
one?
at.
Well, I mean, they're actually looking at you slightly above that off the iPad.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's kind of in that same line. So if you're looking there, they don't think you're as weird as when you're looking sideways and it's 50 feet away and you're way off to the left. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it does look.
Because I'm
kinda
thinking
weird.
next week, Ted, I'm going to wear a wig just to throw our guest off.
I'm
Or
gonna
throw-
wear a wig too.
Why would you throw her off? She's never actually seen you.
I know, and then I'm going to get up and I'm going to come back without the wig on.
Yeah, that's you know what a terrible idea is to fuck with our guests. I think that's
you're
like that'd be the worst idea of all time. I'm working on a couple things. I'm working on before I give my last thoughts. We're gonna have a woman on, and hopefully a couple of players from the WFA. It is the Women's Football Association, professional
Ooh,
women's football, tackle football.
I like that. I like that.
Ted, it is not what you think. So before you say it and ruin it for us,
I want to get tackled.
It is tackle. It is professional. It's like
He's thinking of that lingerie
No,
league
it's
at
not
fucking
lingerie.
Allstate
I know,
Arena.
I know it's not lingerie.
yeah. This is
I know it's not lingerie.
Teddy. These chicks would. I'm telling you right
I
now.
wanna get tackled.
They would mess you, dude. They would mess you up. I've seen the videos and stuff.
Dude,
they would.
these girls
they would
squat like
crush you.
They squat like 500 pounds.
Yeah. They would.
They're,
They would,
they're an
they would slaughter you
incredible
like
shit.
a pig. You know what? In fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do everything I can. There's not a team in Chicago, but if they are around here, if we can get them in studio and just to kick your ass right in this right here, I will clear the
They're
basement out.
amazing athletes.
Yeah, I will
I'm sure
clear
they
this
are.
basement
Like-
out and watch them fuck you up and laugh my ass off. Oh yeah.
Actually, Ted's into that, so be careful.
Yeah, but no, it's really cool. It is really cool. Yeah,
looking forward
and-
to that.
Yeah, and we got some other stuff coming up that I'm super excited about. So listen, yeah, I do. I agree with you.
Oh, I got a public service.
the
announcement.
website.
The website. For a year. I'm an idiot. The way we had the website set up was not secure in a manner which everybody can get to it. Thank you, GoDaddy. GoDaddy's our website, our host and our domain
Administrator?
holder.
Yeah,
They're our host. So we straightened it out. Vote for dead.
vote for dead.
voteforted.com, FORE4, and thereal3idiots.com with the number 3. So voteforted.com. Go to that website. There's no security issues anymore. Anybody can get to that website. It's secure now. We're going to update it tomorrow, and then moving forward, we're going to add some stuff to it. So we want to mention it so everybody can just click on it, visit the website real quick. We're going to get a store pretty soon. We got some ideas to put on there, reasonably priced items, like stuff just to give to fans. But we're going to do some stuff. We're going to do some giveaways on there. But now it's up and running. It's secure. It will be updated tomorrow. Voteforted.com. That's 4 with an E.
Awesome. You know what? And there's nothing else to say after that. We will see you guys next week. Have fun.